All right, welcome into your WWE Elimination Chamber 2014 review. I know a lot of you out there are upset. I think we share the same sentiments. A couple announcements to get out of the way. First of all, we're going to go through the pay-per-view, okay? And then after this is over, I'm going to do something we haven't done. And MG, is that you with the TV up in the background?
Yeah.
Okay. After this is over, we're going to do something we haven't done. We're going to head over to blitzsportsnetwork.com. And for you VIP Blitz teamers, we're going to do an Elimination Chamber overtime video where we're going to preview Raw, okay, for the, as a gesture to the people who have joined the site. But also at the end of reviewing this, we're going to go through it. Then we're going to invite in some other people, some other wrestling fans, to see what they basically thought. Give them a minute or two to cut a quick promo on what they thought of the pay-per-view as a whole, so you can look forward to that too. Some different voices, some different faces at the end. So sit back, grab some popcorn, be in it for the long haul. That's how we do it. All right, so it starts out with the pre-show match, Goldust and Cody Rhodes against Ryback and Curtis Axel. Pretty cool to see Larry the Axe Hennig, by the way. He came out, for those of you who don't know, AWA. When I was a youngster, I used to watch Larry the Axe Hennig. I watched him team up with his dad. I'm trying to remember. I think they had a match against Baron von Raschke. Or was it Hennig and... No, that might have been against the Road Warriors. I remember Kurt Hennig got beat down by the Road Warriors. I don't know. It's been so freaking long. But I used to watch Larry the Axe when I was younger. And he was at the very end of his run in wrestling, but... very cool to see him. Obviously, rest in peace to Mr. Perfect, but one of my favorite wrestlers back in the day. There were some Curtis Axel chants in the crowd. Of course, the announce team kind of attributed that to hometown cooking or whatever. Ryback got trolled by the fans with the Goldberg stuff again, which is at this point just a fad. He doesn't really do the Goldberg mannerisms anymore. I thought it was appropriate when he was doing the Goldberg stuff where he would come out and WWE'd zoom in and he's looking down. I'm like, okay, where's the fireworks? It was a clear Goldberg ripoff. Now he's just nothing. Ryback is nothing. I'm surprised the fans even react to him at all, because sitting at home or at the restaurant watching WWE, when a Ryback comes out, there's like no reaction for me. You guys remember I went on some rants about him biting Goldberg and how unoriginal it was. And I can understand someone being comparable to him, but completely biting and swagger jacking his entire character was a joke. And right now the Goldberg thing's just a fad. People aren't, in my opinion, people aren't actually chanting it because he's ripping off Goldberg. And I'm by no means sticking up for Ryback, but I'm just saying, some of these chants are really getting out of hand. There were CM Punk chants tonight, and I would expect wrestling fans to chant for CM Punk. Some of the other stuff that goes on in the crowd, I don't know, maybe I'm like the Grinch who stole Christmas, but I'm really starting to get sick of just irrelevant chants. I would rather see a crowd that was more involved and more vocal with what was actually going on than let's just chant this because it's a fad, because we've seen them chant it on Raw.
Or let's just chant this is awesome for a match just to make ourselves feel good, because even though WWE isn't awesome and they rarely put on good matches, let's just chant this is awesome so we can feel like it is.
Oh, there was a holy shit chant in there somewhere. Oh, that was during the Biggie Langston
The only thing
match
that deserved this is awesome tonight was one match, and we all know what match that was.
Yeah. Well, I mean, but let's be fair, Jay. Who are we to tell people what to chant if they show up? I'm just saying, because if they pay to go in there, they've got the right to say.
All depends on what your standards of wrestling are.
No, I agree. I agree. But where we're coming from, I would have loved to have heard a Larry the Axe chant. Like astute wrestling fans, I think, would have chanted for him. I didn't catch that one. I could be wrong, but I didn't catch that one in there. If there
was a pussy chant tonight. I caught that one.
No, that was good. Yeah, that was a good chant. Stuff like that I'm down for, but it's like, They're going to
How
be
about a Bruiser Brody chant out of respect? You know, big in that territory up there.
yeah, I mean, yeah, but
Especially with a guy like Luke Harper who gets Bruiser Brody comparisons. I mean, jeez.
but that would be like expecting a Crusher chant in Milwaukee. You're probably not going to get a Crusher chant.
Yeah, well.
Even though I think there has been a Crusher chant there once. But anyway, back to the match. Goldust and Cody were solid as usual. Ryback and Axel worked over Goldust to set up the hot tag to Cody. Cody ended up getting the finish when he reversed a Curtis. And dude, there's like bad feedback on your side there, MG. Cody got the finish when he reversed a Curtis Axel neck breaker and hit the crossroads on Axel for the finish. It was, like I said, it was cool to see Larry the Axe. Curtis Axel had a really nice showing. You could tell he was hyped up to work in front of his grandfather. But the right team got the W between Goldust and Cody Rhodes. But it's nothing special. I mean, they ran like a double commercial spot during it. It's a pre-show match. You know, what do you expect? All right. Biggie Langston against Jack Swagger, WWE Intercontinental Championship match. I'll say that the match surpassed my expectations. It was decent. Biggie Langston looked extremely impressive when he was on offense. The highlights of the match were his spear on Swagger through the ropes, where Swagger was on the apron and he speared him to the floor. The holy shit chants on that one, I don't know if that was like holy shit, you know, but it was good. And then the good and bad of him standing up during the ankle lock and hitting the enziguri. You know, there were a couple things that Langston did in the match that were a little different, but I thought he came out with like a lot of energy. I do have a criticism about Langston that I'm about to bring up, though. You guys know I have a really hard time investing in Jack Swagger. I understand his legit background and everything like that, but I just think he really lacks charisma and fluidity in the ring. He just comes off as being very awkward, like an ogre, when I watch him wrestle. But
He reminds me of Chris Nowinski, but just not quite as cool. And that's saying a lot because Nowinski wasn't very cool either.
See, to me, he's like a...
You remember Chris Nowinski?
Yeah,
right?
yeah, but he, you know who he reminds me of? He reminds me of a George Mirasan.
Yeah, I can see where you're coming from with that.
Mm-hmm.
I just think that like Nowinski, he had no charisma about him. He didn't appeal to pretty much any part of the fan base, but he had a beforehand collegiate background himself, and then he portrayed a character that was similar to, you know, he was a college athlete guy. Like Swagger was the all-American American portraying a college kind of athlete just like Nowinski did, but just didn't have the charisma about him or the cool factor. He just came off as not cool. Yeah, he could wrestle, but that was it.
And here's the other thing. If they're going to chant Goldberg chants for Ryback during the Ryback match where he's not doing anything remotely that resembles Goldberg, why not chant Kurt Angle when Jack Swagger's clearly swagger-jacking Angle with a lot of spots? You know, like last night, Jay, you were talking about Kurt Angle popping up and giving that suplex off the second rope. Well, Swagger did that tonight, and believe me, it wasn't even close to looking as good as what Angle does.
Doesn't have the snap that Angle does, and doesn't do it as quick either.
No.
And doesn't do it as explosive either. So, yeah. But, yeah, because fans, you know, it could be a mixture of things, but, I mean, let's be honest. A majority of an average fan doesn't like the big jacked up dude. Let's be honest with you. And, of course, people are never going to give up on the Ryback chance no matter what he does with the, you know, if he tries to copy Goldberg or not. They're still going to do the chance because he's huge and bold. You know,
and they've heard other people do it.
Yeah. You know, so, and yeah, that's true. You know, the fans, you know, I'm not trying to take a hit at the fan base and act like I'm better than anybody, because I'm not saying that, and I don't think I am. But the average person is a follower, and you know what I'm saying. So a person, you know, people follow what other people do. You know, the average person's not going to sit there and you know, chant and what they actually feel and what they actually see. Just like in a sporting event, the average person doesn't give analysis or anything actually on what they see. They just give analysis on what everybody else says or how they follow everybody else, and I think that's what the fan base does. Everybody's chanting Goldberg. You know, it's been around for so long. So what's comfortable for everybody else to do is follow what everybody else is doing.
Also, they have a limited viewpoint too. They're only exposed to WWE.
Yeah, that is very true. That is very true. And, there was a time where chants from crowds were a little more organic. But anyway, the thing that really, baffled me about this match and stuck out to me like a sore thumb, because here's a match on a big pay-per-view where Big E Langston was given time, and I think Big E Langston's biggest weakness has now come to fruition. In-ring psychology. Like, literally, he's in an ankle lock, right? He's in an ankle lock, which is supposed to really hurt your ankle, which, I mean, theoretically, yes, but in real fights, that's not necessarily the way someone would attack a leg with, let's say, if they had a Brazilian Jiu-Jitsu black belt. But you're supposed to sell the physicality of the move, and if you go back and watch this match, like, literally, when Langston would go from being in a move to going on the offensive, no selling. Like, and funny that Mad Genius was talking about how maybe he's taking pointers from Cena, because not necessarily when it pertains to this type of thing that you see, but he was talking about how Langston and Cena are friends, and this just totally reminds me of Cena, where all of a sudden out of nowhere, he's fine. You even look at Batista, foreshadowing a little bit, even Batista tonight, who a lot of people are being highly critical of, which is fine. Everyone's entitled to their opinion, but I've got some things to say about that a little bit later. But at the very least, Batista sold the physicality of what Alberto Del Rio did to him and didn't even break that after the match. There's some psychology to what he's doing in the ring. And I like Langston. I think he's explosive and things of that nature. But I think tonight, and he did go over with the big ending, overall a good offensive showing from him when he was on the offense. And Jack Swagger actually had one of the better matches that I've seen out of him in a while. But when it pertains to his psychology, he has got a long way to go, because you don't come out of an ankle lock and then all of a sudden you're just fine. I would like to see that cleaned up as a viewer, as a consumer, as a customer, as a potential WWE Network subscriber. As someone who's poured tons of money into this company, and anyone who within the wrestling industry wants to sit there and think that us as consumers and customers don't have a right to state our opinion on what we want, what we would like to see, then a big fuck you. Because yes, we do. You don't have a right to tell people what they can and can't say. But I don't know. What do you think about what I said there, MG? Not about the wrestling industry,
But about Big E Langston?
Yeah.
Oh, yeah. And that's what I was talking about last night during the preview, about how the WWE, at least from the training aspect, they've dropped the ball training-wise with a guy like Big E Langston, because he should be much further along at this point in terms of just as an overall talent. He's been with them for, I think, 3 to 4 years now. There's no reason why he shouldn't be at least sell at injury or throw some more suplexes at this point in his career. They're really not doing a great job of training him as a whole. Right now, he's just doing what he's doing off of just natural athleticism, and that's about it. That's as much as people hate on me because I always talk about the indies, at least the good thing about the indies, and even back in the days when it was the territories, these guys would get a chance to go out there and work against different people and work hundreds of matches before they even got on the big screen. So they had a chance to really get their feet under them with, guys like Big E Langston who were trained strictly under WWE. When they're training, part of it is what you do in training, and part of it is learning in the ring as well. But who is he in the ring learning with? When he was down in developmental, he wasn't in the ring with a guy like a Rollins or a Ambrose who work the indie scenes and they get it. He was in there with other newbies. You can't expect two newbies to be training together and working matches constantly with each other and to just pick up stuff. You kind of need the vet in there to kind of teach you stuff. That's where being an in-ring general comes from. And they've dropped the ball with Big E Langston. I wouldn't even go so far to say it. Roman Reigns, not nearly as much. Roman Reigns gets it a lot more than Big E Langston at this point, but just in-ring moveset, they've dropped the ball with Roman Reigns because he should be further along as well. Like, he's still fairly green, and that's amazing how talented he is right now, but they've dropped the ball with him too because he should be further along as well. He's been in their system for about 4 years now.
And he has raw talent.
Yeah, that's exactly what
talent.
it is.
Yeah.
Raw talent, and he's got the natural it factor, and Big E Langston just has natural athleticism, and that's what they're getting by on right now.
You see, that's the thing about guys like Mad Genius and I. You have different types of fans. You have fans who can get into a match based on a storyline. You have fans who they tune in just to look at men in underwear. I mean, let's be honest.
Jay just tunes in to watch pecs.
No. I think Jay's got some. He's gonna go in fuego on you later. Him and I were direct messaging on Twitter. You just wait. Just hold it, Jay. You'll get him, dude. I know what you got coming. But
yeah, shit's. Hey, I'm gonna let you guys keep on talking here, but shit's about to go down in this review. So I put that out there.
Yeah, I know it is because Jay told me.
To pop off.
Yeah, but okay, so you got the fans who just tune in and look at guys in underwear. Then you have fans who they tune in to they want to see the soap opera for men. And you have fans that tune in because they want to see a hero. They want to see a hero. And then you have fans who tune in because they want to see violence. And then you have fans who tune in who the storyline's okay. The violence, yes. But for me, the technical aspects to it, when you've been watching it for so long and you've seen the best, like you've seen the absolute best. For instance, someone throws an arm drag. The first person I'm going to compare him to is who, guys?
Ricky the Dragon.
Exactly. There's different things that you look at within the confines of a wrestling match, and if you've been watching it for a long time, and me, I'm really big on the technical side of things. Like someone like Langston and someone especially like Cena. I want to support someone who's technically polished, and I think Langston's raw ability is going to carry him through. In fact, by the way, Big E Langston in the ring, I would say exponentially more talented than Cena was when he first broke onto the scene.
Oh yeah, well he's a natural athlete.
Yeah.
He's a collegiate football player. Cena was a backyard. Hopefully I catch this pass and not fall into the crash into the fence player. It's a big difference.
Yeah, the Langston's a beast, but he's got to clean up the psychology aspect. Someone's got to really work with him and not Cena, because if Cena's the one that they're trusting to bring him along from a ring psychology standpoint, it ain't gonna happen.
Well, yeah, and then you got guys like Bill DeMott training him. I mean, really.
Bill DeMott at Virtuoso Sports on Twitter, your biggest hater.
Yeah, you got that damn right.
All right. Next up, Bad News Barrett promo.
Oh fuck.
Yeah, I guess when something doesn't work with the WWE, their philosophy is to just keep shoving it down their throat. Shove it down their throat.
Just fucking rewinded the fucking main event, and after Orton wins, the fucking look on the crowd's face.
I know, dude. They're just like, dude, literally, they were just like,
bro,
again.
That was the most legitimately pissed off crowd I've ever seen.
Because
they're legitimately mad. Like, they're not mad because the heel won. Like, they're mad because like, their faces are fucking hilarious.
And then some people out there will convince you, well, that's exactly what the WWE wants. No, it's not.
No, these guys are just like fucking James Storm facing it right now. Like, they're not even booing Orton in the sense of like booing him because he's a heel. No, they're just Stone Cold Storm Gunner facing the shit right now. Like, just blink.
I've got a lot to say about that when we get to that match. A lot. All right, so the Bad News Barrett promo. Wade Barrett talks about Russia winning more gold medals than America and says Russia proved European supremacy in sports. Well, I'll tell you this right now as an American. Well done, Russia. Well done, you beat us, and you put on a great Olympic event. This whole feeling of we got to beat the Russians and we got to be better. No. Well done, Russia. All of those athletes worked their asses off to earn those medals. I would not be like, oh, boo, he said something about us in Russia. This is cheap bullshit, dude. You know, I mean, all of his fucking promos are cheap bullshit. It's dumb. I mean, this is a horrible heel.
This is in your house era shit.
Oh, it is.
I mean,
Yeah, it is. I mean, this makes Doink the Clown look edgy. Let's be honest.
Oh yeah. I mean, well, first, since it just popped in my head, and Jay's gonna be happy about this. Shout out to the American Wolves. Won the TNA Tag Team Championships at a house show. Shout out to them, since they're actually a good tag team. But this is just WWE, man. Fucking Wade Barrett, man.
Okay, for those of you who are new to this channel, back in the day, I coined a phrase called Barrett Barrage, and that one of the viewers apparently subsequently went and put this on what's it called again?
Urban Dictionary.
Urban Dictionary. Because I was like, Barrett Barrage, you know what a Barrett Barrage is? A Barrett Barrage is when I wake up in the morning and I take a shit. A Barrett Barrage is my morning shit. And that has not changed. I'm going back to my old term that I've stopped using. These Bad News Barrett segments are a Barrett Barrage. All right, so WWE showed a video package on Hulk Hogan returning to WWE. That guy sucks. He's in TNA. Oh, wait. Wait, oh, he's back in WWE? The Hulkster, brother! You know, I'm going to rip my shirt off because Hogan's back, brother! Wow. Wow. I guess WWE is the only platform where anyone can get credit anymore. What fucking planet are we living on now? Like, guys used to take pride. I'm not saying that nobody does, but guys used to take pride in watching the alternative. I don't know. So we get a Daniel Bryan promo. He's got his shoulder wrapped up. He talks about not being 100%. I go all out all the time. Is that enough for me to walk out of Elimination Chamber as the WWE Champion? I can't answer that question. Will this match be painful? Yes. Will my opponents go after my shoulder? Yes. Will I give everything I can and fight and scratch and claw so I can go on to the main event at WrestleMania? I love the way he showed some intensity. Yes, and then he cheerleaded the yes chants. Not a bad promo. Not a bad little backstage. By the way, all these promos we get in the ring now on Raw, I would much rather see promos like this. When the fuck did the wrestling ring become a fucking pulpit? Yeah, there were a lot of promos during the Attitude Era, but you saw a lot of shit backstage.
Mm-hmm.
All right?
I like the promo, but they're going to wear that.
Those were The Rock's best moments.
Oh, I get, and then tomorrow, all of a sudden, time to play the game. And then, you know, he's going to come out and put everyone to sleep, and Stephanie's, and then Yes is going to come out, and then my guess, again, I don't read dirt sheets, so I don't know if this is true. My guess is all of a sudden you hear, no chance, that's what you got. And Vince McMahon comes out. And,
yeah, get ready for a lot of talking tomorrow.
oh, yeah, tomorrow's going to be talking. The State of the WWE address tomorrow.
I'm calling 20 minutes before we see a wrestling match, maybe 25.
Yeah, I see the over-under is 22. Do you
22.
take the over or do you take the under?
Shit.
And it's going to be a great show because some of the guys that, you know, back when wrestling was actually undeniably entertaining, you know, some of those guys are going to be there, so.
Oh, well, Hogan's coming. Well, fuck, never mind. Him getting to the ring is 2 hours event. Fuck it. This is coming from a former Hulkamaniac back in the day when I was a kid, but.
He's had a lot of surgeries done to be able to.
9, right? 9 back surgeries.
Yeah.
Battery.
I respect him as the foundation maker for what wrestling became.
Oh, absolutely, God. I respect him.
Yeah.
Not after he helped seeing his hand up.
But he's in TNA now. He sucks.
Oh, yeah.
So, and it's the internet's fault.
A lot of internet went to the event tonight. It's weird. I thought they didn't go to the shows.
It's the internet's fault, dude. That's all I know. Everything is the internet's fault. By the way, buy our WWE network on the internet.
And trending on Twitter.
Yes. All right. New Age Outlaws against the Usos WWE Tag Team Championship. I thought the match was, wasn't really feeling it. Nothing great. As Mad Genius pointed out in the preview, the WWE has a major shortage on heel tag teams right now. And by the way, The tag team that just won the TNA Tag Team Championship would have been a great fit with a feud with the Usos.
Yep.
But I'll go ahead and take them against Bad Influence, my friends, on Thursday night. So
Yeah, they're pretty good.
They're American Wolves team is not bad.
They don't deserve this as awesome chance in their matches or anything. Because they're not in WWE though. That's why.
Yeah, they're not. Yeah, but Hogan's in TNA. He sucks. All right, so the WWE has limited options, like I said, for the heel tag team picture. So they're using the New Age Outlaws right now because Jay and I were kind of like the middle-aged Outlaws, and I was a New Age Outlaws fan. I liked them way more.
So was I. Favorite part of DX.
Favorite part of DX, yeah. I mean, I like Sean Waltman. Sean Waltman, I always liked Sean Waltman, but
pretty much everybody but Triple H and Shawn Michaels.
Yeah, that about sums it up. Yeah. That's the internet's fault, by the way. But so anyway, MG made a great point that this is like the best option for them to put the belts on a heel tag team. And honestly, WWE likes to really put belts on heels going into Mania, and then have the babyface doing the chase because that seems to sell pretty good. I mean, and if the babyface has the belt, he's going against the indomitable monster that is King Kong Bundy, or whoever. But you guys get what I mean. So I think the Usos, the Usos obviously lost this match because they took their eye off the ball, and we got a roll up from Billy Gunn. I didn't think the match was all that great. Pretty forgettable. But the chase continues for the Usos. I did notice after the match, I think it was Jay Uso was in the ring going like this close. We almost had you. So that kind of leads me to believe that there will be a rematch. And I think, you guys let us know how you feel in the comment section, of course, and on Twitter or wherever. But I think the Usos are the best equipped tag team to be a long reigning tag team champion type team. And then you can maybe bring in some young talent and build up the tag team division, and then have a heel tag team take it off them, because the Usos are popular. They can work. You know what I mean? They're athletic. They got a little bit of cool factor to them. I like the Usos. So I think it's been long overdue, because for the longest time, MG, they didn't take them seriously at all.
No, they didn't. And then at one point, remember, they were going to get a push, but then one of the Usos had the whole DUI situation down in Florida, and right after that, the push just stopped instantly.
What do you expect? How can you expect a young male not to get DUIs in Florida? Are you kidding me?
Yeah, and it was like it was the second one or third one at that point in time. At that, so.
Any male between the age of 20 and 35 deserves at least 5 DUIs in the state of Florida.
Yeah, but within the time frame of like 2 to 3 months, though.
Yeah.
Then they end up wrapped around a palm tree in their car.
Especially if it's anywhere in the Miami area, or I mean, come on. I believe that the state of Florida, the rule should be that if you get pulled over for drunk driving 5 times, you don't get a DUI till the 6th. That's just the rule.
I completely disagree with that, and I know it's funny. It's funny because Florida's really cool, but I've had 2 friends who died in drunk driving accidents. One was his fault, and the other one was not. So, yeah.
I'm just saying, Florida deserves a little bit of leeway.
It does. There's a lot to do, or a lot to do down there.
Yeah.
All right. So anyway, Bad News Barrett. Another fucking Bad News Barrett segment, and I love the fact that the scissor lift or whatever they built that thing around stopped working. Wade Barrett predicted that Daniel Bryan won't win the championship. The fans will turn on D. Bryan. The Yes Movement will cease to exist. Cheapy. All right, so then we get Darren Young versus Titus O'Neil. There was no build for the match. The live audience was just like, "Hey, Joe, you going to get the popcorn? Okay, give me a Diet Coke while you're up there." I mean, no one cared about this match at all. Mad Genius and I and Jay and a few other guys have been like, Titus O'Neil's got a cool factor about him. He's got the legit athletic background. He's got the look. We've always been behind them actually building Titus O'Neil. Don't just throw him into a match with a SmackDown build, or you get reactions like that. I did
Not
like
only that, but you're trying to get people to invest in Darren Young for the wrong reasons. Like, if you're going to do this,
What are they doing in Darren Young?
they're trying to get people to invest in him
I
for
thought
the
you
wrong
said
reasons.
something else, dude.
No,
my
come
gosh.
on, bro.
All right, my bad.
I think we can all agree, Titus Young, when they split up, Titus Young should have went face.
Oh,
Titus Young
agreed.
as a face would have shut shit down if he got a push.
Dude, I mean, like, he gets the smallest opportunities. Remember the whole Wershrag thing?
Yep.
Where, like, Wershrag started trending? Or the whole thing with Michael Strahan, I thought he was great in that, you know?
In terms of, like, charisma and just talking ability, he's probably the closest they've had to The Rock in style-wise.
Let's not get crazy here.
I'm not saying he's The Rock. I'm saying style-wise, he's the closest they've had to The Rock. Because you look at all the other guys they have that are charismatic, their styles don't necessarily their styles aren't necessarily the same as The Rock's. Where Punk is more a little bit Rage Against the Machine type of thing, and Daniel Bryan's just the organic reaction from the crowd. Where Rock was more of a showman, and he has some jokes to go with it and some really funny catchphrases, and that's kind of what Titus has. Obviously not as good as The Rock, but in the same fashion. If you get what I'm saying.
Are we excluding Y2J from this conversation then?
Yeah, in a sense, I think Y2J is different.
I totally disagree. I think when it pertains to that type of worker who can throw the comedy in and get people excited, I think Y2J is the closest to The Rock.
But the same thing, Rock and Jericho worked at the same time together, so I kind of don't include
Kurt
them.
Angle, before he was the Wrestling Machine, had the ability to really get people with his comedy. And then he could flip the switch real quick.
Well, I'm talking about guys who weren't there when The Rock was there.
Okay, so what you're basically saying is...
That's why I said since The Rock.
So you're basically saying that today, based on, you had the NBA level, right, of The Rock and Stone Cold and these great mic workers. And then now you've got, the Pee Wee leagues of mic workers. So you're saying that Titus O'Neil out of the Pee Wee leagues is okay, I got you.
Style-wise. Not saying he's as good, but style-wise, he's the closest.
Gotcha. But here's the thing: in the match, the in-ring work is obviously his weakest point. He did show somewhat of an organic mean streak during the match.
1 second, I gotta.
Yeah.
Titus O'Neil. Apparently, people have pointed out to me I've been saying Titus Young. So.
Well, him too. Titus Young.
O'Neil.
Titus Young. I didn't even catch that.
I didn't realize it.
Well, Mad Genius, go look at the Monday Raw review, not the short version, and you'll see what's wrong with this guy. But whoa, sideswipe. But so anyway.
All right, Kobe.
Yeah, you dumb John Cena fan.
So I'm the Black Mamba now.
The Black Panther.
Wait a minute. What did you just call me?
The Black Panther.
Hey, Jay, this is the part where we go, I'll stay away from that one.
No, Bruce knows where this comes from. But
you just called Bruce, I think the Black Panther is the name of a cologne.
No, that's Bruce knows exactly where this comes from.
I prefer Aqua de Gio, personally, so, yeah.
Isn't it Aqua di Gio?
I don't, dude. That's how I pronounced it since it first came out. All right.
I don't know.
And by the way, for my two fanboys out there, maybe do I have three? Try that shit. But anyway,
Aqua di Gio.
Yeah, I still think it's number one out of everything I've ever
Not Black Panther.
Well, Jay likes preferred stock. Based.
Hey. No, don't get mad at me just because I like Johnson & Johnson baby oil mixed with a little red lipstick.
What?
Wait a minute.
On pectoral muscles?
Wait,
we all know what makes a real professional wrestler, damn it.
Wait, what?
I am lost right now. I am completely lost right now.
Jay, you just buried yourself, bro.
Damn it! I got it from the Great Khali. Great Khali, before he goes out to the ring, puts Johnson baby oil mixed with red lipstick on his skin. What do you think he got so over?
Folks, I have no idea. I have no idea. I thought you were talking about a female. I was like, okay.
He was talking about Taryn Tyrell.
Well,
Yeah.
leave it to Jay to know this type of stuff.
No, I was talking about that Black Panther. Just so everybody knows, I've been drinking tonight.
Shout out the Grinch.
All right. Well, hey. So anyway, Titus showed a little bit of a mean streak during the match, and he finished the match with that Clash of the Titus finisher, which, by the way, is a badass finisher. I like that move. I just think that sometimes when I'm talking about like the technical aspects, if we could, like Mad Genius will tell you, I could sit here and try to describe it during a video, but Mad Genius and I have gone through matches in Google Hangouts and stuff, and like we pretty much look for some of the similar things, but I'm probably a little bit more. What would the word be, Mad Genius?
OCD.
About it, yeah. Well, that may be, but
No, I wouldn't say that. You're a little bit more, I don't know.
Picky? I guess picky would be a generic word.
Yeah, but it's
Get
wrestling.
off my
so,
lawn.
I mean, you got the right to be picky when it comes to wrestling. But
Yeah.
That's all of us at this age, Bruce.
Yeah, but no, I'm just really picky when it pertains to the technical aspect of a worker, and the best way, if I were to sum it up in a review like this, the best way that I would sum up Titus O'Neil's biggest problem technically is he wastes steps in the ring. Does that make sense on the panel when I say that?
He's not best friends with Vince McMahon.
Oh, no.
The only time I don't mind him wasting steps is after he does the multiple rib breakers and he just flings the guy after.
He's not following in the footsteps of Pat Patterson.
No, what I'm saying is like a guy hits... Oh, God. Oh, no. Oh, my gosh. Good Lord, this thing's going into a complete train wreck. No, what I'm saying is that with Titus, what you'll see is instead of being really direct, like a guy his size, for instance, Brock Lesnar is really direct with his moves. Goldberg was really direct with his moves. A guy like Batista was not as direct in the ring.
Doesn't matter. Have you seen this? Brock Lesnar, let's be honest, he's big and jacked, and so is Batista. Why do you think they're both over?
No, but my point is the guy that's Titus O'Neil's size.
Exactly, he's going to be over.
No, not if he doesn't show better balance and he doesn't seem more demonstrative with the way he carries himself in the ring.
I bet you Titus O'Neil gets a push with the belt before Daniel Bryan.
Well, you may be right.
Wait! You're forgetting one thing. Titus O'Neil is black, bro.
Doesn't matter. He's jacked.
That eliminates him from the conversation.
He's jacked. He's jacked. It doesn't matter.
All right, moving on.
Black History Month. Black History Month. That's what I mentioned.
Yeah. Moving on to the Bad News Barrett promo.
Oh, wait. One more thing on Titus O'Neil.
Titus Young, go ahead.
When you talk about him wasting steps, if you notice the way he moves in the ring, he's not necessarily like a fluent athlete in wrestling sense. Like he's a fluid athlete when it comes to football, but in the wrestling ring, he's not as fluent in the ring the way he moves.
Yeah, but he's
steps
jacked.
Really heavy.
But he's jacked.
He's jacked, but he steps really heavy.
He's jacked. That's all that matters.
I don't know. That would probably be trying to pinpoint what's missing with him is a lack of a good build, and then on top of that, when he gets in the ring,
he needs a little bit more work on the shoulders.
Oh, I mean that plays into the same thing of what we just said. You know, he was trained under the WWE umbrella. There you have it.
Yeah. All right, Bad News Barrett promo was next. Another one.
Jesus.
Yeah, we got, he showed up with more bad news. This thing is so cheap. He talked about Hogan's return and put himself over as being better than Hogan, blah, 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 blah.
Oh, my God, if Hogan comes out there and Wade Barrett interrupts him, oh, my God.
Yeah, this Wade Barrett thing is just horrible, dude. I mean, there's like, when there's a good heel, there's an entertainment factor. Like Bobby Heenan, you would fucking laugh at some of the shit he said. And obviously...
Damien Sandow, when he first debuted, he was just cutting promos.
Damian Sandow, they really miss him when it pertains to their heel side of things. All right, let's go ahead and move right back. Let's move right into what I'm going to go ahead and say right off the bat I thought was a 5-star match. This was the best match that I've seen out of WWE since Lesnar and CM Punk at SummerSlam. And by the way, everybody's entitled to their own opinions, obviously. I want to make that very clear time and time and time again. I do not think that my opinion is the authority with anybody but myself, you know. But here's the thing. A lot of people were like, oh, that Cena-Cesaro match was great. No. Right? They were like, oh. You know what I'm saying? On Monday night, they were like, the Cena-Cesaro match is great.
I don't know, ask Mad Genius.
Yeah, well, Mad Genius thought it was at least decent. I didn't. I thought it was horrible.
I wouldn't call it great. Hell no.
I thought not the match itself overall. I thought it was like, eh. I thought Cesaro had a good showing, but Cena ruined it for me, and I explained in detail on the website, you know, where I was able to take more time and go through every step of the match. But my point being, when I say that something's a great match or a really good match, this is what I'm talking about. Now, watch this match and then watch that match, and you'll see kind of like my standard, you know, like to me a great match was Punk and Brock Lesnar. That was a great match at SummerSlam.
5 out of 5 stars.
Yeah, I agree, and I think people throw around that word great. You know, it's like, holy shit, we saw something that wasn't completely shitty. That was awesome. You know, no.
Yeah, these stupid John Cena fans with their stupid fucking Fruity Pebbles shirts. Jesus Christ, chanting this is awesome for John Cena fans. What the fuck is wrong with you?
All right,
you don't deserve to watch the business of professional wrestling or act like you know about professional wrestling when you chant this is awesome for John Cena matches.
Hashtag JConfessional tonight. Yes. So we get into the why. Jay, can you go ahead and tell us how you really feel
about what?
John Cena fans. No, don't. Don't.
It's too much explicit words that are involved with that.
Yeah. But so anyway, the Wyatt family against the Shield.
Any John Cena fans that try to come and find me in real life in person, I'll be waiting on my porch with a sniper rifle, you fuck boys.
All right. Now we're like, there's the out of bounds line, and you just like jumped over it and front flipped over it. All right. So anyway, the crowd literally chanted, "This is awesome," before the match even started. Well, guess what? Yes, it is awesome that these two teams of 6 new characters, fresh characters, fresh workers, guys who can really go, that the WWE has given them room to breathe. Well, maybe Bray Wyatt may be heading to that graveyard soon, but we'll get to that later.
Yeah, he's running out of track real fast.
Yeah. And Bray Wyatt's like, oh, there's nowhere to turn. Shit, Cena.
Shows you how much the crowd's craving something different.
Yeah.
I wonder who would win in a race, Bray Wyatt or John Cena.
Bray Wyatt.
Oh,
that big boy can move, man.
That corner splash is nasty, bro.
Yeah, John Cena would trip on his thunder thighs without question. No way.
Yeah. If there's anyone that runs like he's got his shoes tied together.
Every time I get it.
Like, dude, your shoes are tied together. Oh, no, they're not. That's just the way you run. Oh,
he runs exactly like Super Mario. Mario runs that shit. Exactly like that. I'm not lying. To the T.
All right. So anyway, let me get through the match, guys, and then I'll turn it over to you. All right, the anticipation for this match was...
All right, but before you get through the match, he's fucking done. I'm just kidding.
I'm about to mute Jay. Clearly the man's fired up tonight. But anyway, like I was getting ready to say, the anticipation for this match I think was awesome. It was probably the highlight of the build for the pay-per-view where I think all of us wanted to see this match. And that probably, that obviously led to the "This is awesome" chants before the bell even rang, or either side, started to wrestle. It was definitely a memorable moment for me, this match in and of itself. Like if I scrape away the way the pay-per-view ended and some of the other shit, This is a memorable moment for me because to me, this is another reason and another example of why what we do is not fruitless in the sense that we're always calling for change. Not that we're Barack Obama.
Dude, when Roman Reigns was powering out of Bray Wyatt when he was about to hit him with his finisher, I don't know if we haven't gotten to this part yet, but I'm sorry. I was marking out like I was 8 years old watching Warrior versus Hulk Hogan or some shit. When he was overpowering him, and he kind of just did he had the whole Hulk Hogan Ultimate Warrior persona going on. Like, no matter what you did to him, he's just going to Hulk up and fuck you up.
I wouldn't go that far as Hogan Warrior. That match is very underrated.
I felt like that. No, I'm not saying it was that good. I'm saying what Roman Reigns did reminded me of what Warrior and Hogan used to do. Like,
yeah. Oh, yeah. Well, he's that character. They're building him to be that superhero. Basically, that's what they're building him to be. By the way, the second biggest pop of the night was when, I don't know, Daniel Bryan was up there, of course. I thought Roman Reigns, I thought was right behind Daniel Bryan for crowd reaction tonight. And when he got tagged in, when Roman Reigns got tagged in to square off with Bray Wyatt, the fucking roof came off the place. That's exactly what we're talking about. I don't know why this is a company that went with Brock Lesnar and Kurt Angle, a match that absolutely shut down WrestleMania and is one of the greatest matches in WrestleMania history. They were willing to go with the Young movement back then. How much cooler would it be if instead of like Batista and Orton at Mania, if it was Bray Wyatt and Roman Reigns? Yeah, dude. Oh man.
Reigns has had some pretty epic stare downs lately, or over his career so far. The one he had with Titus O'Neil a few months back when they got in the ring.
The one with the Batista at the Rumble.
E. Langston, epic. This one, epic. Like when he gets in there with another big guy, and they do the little stare down, people are gonna go nuts.
And I agree. And going through this match, going through it spot by spot, you just need to watch it. If you haven't seen this match, you've just got to watch it for yourself. I thought Roman Reigns, this was one of the best showings he had. Like, everything looked great. And then Bray Wyatt, my gosh. The one move from him that really stands out is that back elbow he hit Roman Reigns with. It looked like he fucking killed him where he came out of the corner. Seth Rollins absolutely killed it with his athleticism. Dean Ambrose...
Over, too.
Oh, he was over, yeah. Dean Ambrose carried some weight. Luke Harper had a few nice moves in the match. Eric Rowan carried his weight. But all in all, this match was awesome. I do have a complaint. To the regular viewers, what do you think it is? Hey, Mad Genius, I'm going to throw you on this table. Let me make sure everything's out of Hold on. I've got a glass right here. Oh, wait, this keyboard might hurt. Let me move this monitor for you. It's a pet peeve that WWE does. And
while you're at it, make sure the referee gets a whole bunch of fucking pillows from the backstage and just covers the entire table with fluffy, nice pillows.
Yeah.
Just so he can suplex you onto the table.
That's what I'm saying. They're gonna reach under the ring and pull out a fucking twin mattress and lay it there before they.
Yeah, I know, dude. It looks. If you all you do is watch wrestling and you're just a big wrestling fan and you're conditioned to believe that this is fine. I've been watching wrestling for decades, and it still bothers me. I would much rather have seen that spot through a wooden table. A flaming wooden table would have been great, but a wooden table, I can't stand. This is my personal preference. I can't stand the breakaway table. Those are made to fall apart. I'd much rather see, like, RVD Jerry Lynn. Remember when he did the sunset flip powerbomb to him outside the ring and the fucking table exploded everywhere? That's one of my favorite table spots because it was wood. And it really broke, and it was.
When you go back to the match a couple weeks ago, Anderson and Bully Ray, that table.
Oh yeah, that thing disintegrated, dude. But that would be my only minor complaint about the match is when Seth Rollins got sent through the table, I'm like, oh, here they go clearing the stuff out of the way.
You're way too picky. You're living in the past. Just be quiet.
Well, and maybe fine, guilty as charged. Whatever people want to say. That's just what I want to see.
No,
and
really.
the past is better than the present.
I remember when they first introduced the breakaway tables. Honestly, I was like, this is so fucking stupid. It looks like it's made out of cardboard with all the holes and cutouts in it. You know? So anyway, that's just me. I'll always complain about that. So, but a fucking 5-star match. You had to finish with I don't know. I guess we're going to have what I like to call a giant fell off the roof WCW moment here, where the giant fell off the roof during his monster truck match with Hulk Hogan, and Eric Bischoff promised to explain how he lived and showed up at the end of the show, falling off like a 20-story roof or whatever.
You guys remember?
I still want to know.
But let me connect the dots, because we had the same type of situation where all of a sudden Orton gets in a car that's waiting for him on Raw, and then wait, who's driving the car? He just jumped in a car, and then
like that one time that Zack Ryder got pushed off the stage in a wheelchair when Kane did that.
That made sense though. In this match, you have Bray Wyatt chase Dean Ambrose into the crowd, and Dean Ambrose just disappears, gone. Hopefully, he comes out with the Wyatts tomorrow during Raw or something, because
He's gonna come back with a Corona in his hand.
He had to go take a shit.
But I think that what'll happen is that this will put some heat on Ambrose, because where were you? But that was just, okay, so he was out of the picture. Seth Rollins was out of the picture, and fucking Roman Reigns went absolute, like, Mike Tyson beast mode and started wrecking the Wyatt family. And that was awesome. And this is where you got the spot that Jay already brought up. You got some fucking high-impact clotheslines from him. He powered out of the Sister Abigail. I mean, it was awesome. Did he spear Harper? I think he speared Harper.
Yeah, it was Harper.
They should have pulled one of those. They should have done one of those things where all three of them had him like in the middle of the ring, and you really couldn't see him, and they're all fucking punching him and shit like that, and beating down on him. And all of a sudden, he just fucking like goes beast mode and flings his arms in the air, and everybody flies back, and then he does one of those big ass fucking screams. That'd have been epic.
Oh yeah, like one of those like a WWE magazine moment that they could have put in their magazine. Yeah, I know exactly what you're talking about, a Kodak moment, whatever you want to call it. But, yeah, I mean, this was awesome, folks. Again, when people give me a hard time, you're too critical and things of that nature, no, I just have a certain thing that I'm looking for out of the product, and maybe I'm just not easy to please, when it pertains to the WWE. It's like, this is what I was fucking talking about. It was manly. It was athletic. They gave it time. It made sense for the most part, except for, But it was awesome. It was fresh. It wasn't the same old shit. And, you get matches like this from the WWE every once in a while, so out of all the frustration of covering Fuckboy Buckethead, the shit factor of professional wrestling, and John Cena, and all this other crap, and the way that they lead on people who want to see Daniel Bryan and things of that nature. Every once in a while, you get a fucking gem like this, and it's like, I had something I really liked tonight, and that I can honestly say that in today's day and age with wrestling, with as much as it's changed and as corporate as the WWE's become, it's very rare to feel as good as I did about watching that match. So I think that anyone who's ever watched wrestling before, you have got to see the Shield versus the Wyatt family. You will not be disappointed. And I'm going to turn it over to the boys for a little bit. I'll let Mad Genius take the helm.
Yeah, match was the funniest match I've seen from WWE in a long time.
Oh, and by the way, before I take my little break, I would like to say, and I stand by this. This is my opinion, and I think that this will come to fruition. And I've got a lot to say about the Elimination Chamber main event, by the way. I would like to just skip to it, but I'm going to take a little break, get some tea. I don't care if somebody else likes him or doesn't, or if they nitpick him. Roman Reigns is the motherfucking future of the WWE. He's the future face. Roman Reigns is going to be the man. And if they don't see that, they're blind.
Oh yeah. The match. I mean, they got off to a really hot start. The crowd was into it. All the guys just had this intensity about them that really made it great. The storytelling was awesome. Rollins at the beginning of the match, suicide dive. I think it was on Harper at the beginning of the match, and the crowd was just going nuts. Showings like this are why I say Rollins has a big future as a face. And especially with the way they ended the match with him, just basically being laid out, at least, say Roman Reigns was like, hey, Rollins was out here fighting with me, where were you, Ambrose? But, oh my God, the fucking suicide dive from Luke Harper, for crying out loud. I don't know exactly how big Luke Harper is, but I don't think you've ever seen a guy in WWE do a suicide dive like that outside of Taker, where Taker does the plancha over the top rope. But I don't think you've seen a guy that big do a suicide dive outside of Taker, in WWE at least. Well, it happens elsewhere, but not in WWE. So that part was really awesome. Bray Wyatt and Roman Reigns, when they got in there, awesome, because of the intensity they sold, and they were going back and forth. Ambrose, I actually thought Ambrose did a solid job in this match too. Basically, the goal of Ambrose was just he want to get his hands on Bray Wyatt. That's the story that they were telling with Ambrose, where anytime he got involved in the match, it was just to get his hands on Bray Wyatt. And anytime him and Wyatt were in there together or fighting each other somewhere, the crowd was going absolutely crazy. Everybody really just did their thing tonight, and I can't say I was any bit disappointed in this match. It exceeded my expectations. This was a 5-star match to me. This is a match that has instant replay value. I'll be able to watch this match many and many times. My only complaint is I want another match now. Like, I really, with the way the crowd reacted, I would have loved to see another match with the Shield is just full blown, with the Shield as, tweeners or faces going up against the Wyatt family, because I think they really could have put off something magical on a stage like WrestleMania. If you given them the circumstances that would have fit for that type of match, I think they really could have pulled something off that was amazing at WrestleMania. So that's my only complaint, is that I want to see more, but that's a good complaint to have when you come off a match like this. Roman Reigns, fucking animal. Bray Wyatt is the fucking man. Luke Harper is the fucking man, too. I think Luke Harper's slowly but surely starting to win a lot of people over with his in-ring talent, just from some of the stuff he does, whether it be the power bombs, the outside dive like you got here, just showing some of his athleticism. I still can't, to this day, I still can't believe he did the springboard senton at, was that TLC where he did it, the springboard senton, or was it on Raw? He pulled out the old Eddie Guerrero springboard senton on him. I'm like, man, dude's going nuts. So he's winning people over. I think when you really look at it, Eric Rowan was probably the weakest link in the match, and that's, he still had a pretty good showing himself, so that's not a bad thing. Awesome match. Best match of the year for WWE, hands down. And Bray Wyatt, I'm sorry, but, the train's about to be derailed. Sucks, because you talk about the two pay-per-view, the two best matches in WWE this year. Wyatt's been involved in both of them so far. The match with Bryan at Rumble, and now this one. So he's definitely shown that he's able to go in there and tell a really good story, and he's able to work with, a variety of different types of styles in the ring, which is really impressive for a guy his size. He's got not amazing athleticism, but he's pretty damn athletic for his size. So definitely happy with this match. I'll be watching it again.
I'm going to key on one thing you said, MG. WWE has a horrible problem of leaving money on the table. Run it again. Run the same match again at WrestleMania 30. I don't know if you do it the stipulation, tornado style or cage match, or however they could do it.
Make it like a fucking ladder match or some shit. I don't know.
Oh, that would be badass. I don't know what they hang up there, but hang something up there. Hang Dixie up there. Nah, I mean, run it again, because they'll probably end up splitting the Shield up and doing the triple threat at WrestleMania, which I wouldn't do that. Run this again at WrestleMania 30, and just worry about splitting the Shield up somewhere after that. Shit, you could probably run this another time, really. I mean, just milk the fucking cow. I mean, any good company knows how to milk a cow. I mean, except WWE. just keep running this. I mean, it was great. I mean, shit, these boys said everything they could say about the match. I'm impressed with, Rowan held his own too. I want to give him props. I mean, he did all right. But yeah, Luke Harper, extremely athletic. Bray Wyatt can move around pretty damn good. I mean, he's quick, intimidating. And Jesus Christ, yeah, Roman Reigns. I'm highly sold on that. I'm hoping he doesn't go to the John Cena buffet anytime soon. But yeah, Bray Wyatt's about to go. So.
Yeah. Let me just add 2 things real quick before Jay goes. Bray Wyatt, when he does that corner splash, that dude picks up some fucking momentum. Bro, he's moving like a fucking Mack truck. I thought he killed fucking Ambrose.
He broke him in half, man.
That shit is impressive as hell. And then I would love to see these guys kind of just go the route of the Shield as a group. They're kind of turning, they're kind of a face now, and you got Ambrose who still has his heel tendencies that way. Once they finally break up, you have Reigns going on as the big face, and Rollins goes on as the face, and then Ambrose can still be a heel. I would love to see him do it that way. That way we can get another match out of these, because I would hate for this to go down as the only Shield versus Wyatt family match. I would hate for that to happen, because there's a chance that this is the one and only Shield Wyatt family match we're going to get. And it sucks, because this shit was damn entertaining.
Yeah, just listen to the crowd reaction. They tell you what to do. And they said that in DVDs before. The crowd told us what to do with Stone Cold. They tell you what to do.
One of the best types of matches, man. Heel versus heel, face versus face, where the crowd is really cheering for whoever the fuck they want to cheer for. Oh my God! And
they're going 100 miles an hour too, man. I love it. And their foot's on the gas in these matches. You know what I'm saying? It's
yeah. Oh my God, Jay, you there?
He's looking at pack pictures right now.
I know. I never leave it to Jay to know about fucking a guy rubbing fucking baby oil and red lipstick on himself. Leave it to Jay to know that type of shit. But
what do you think the likelihood is, though, that they're going to split them up, or do you think they will run it again? They're halfway retarded.
Yeah, I think they're splitting them up, because obviously they're going with Wyatt and Cena, so at this point there's no one else for the Shield to really face. And so they're obviously, I think they're going to split them up too soon. And I wouldn't say it's too soon in the sense of how long they've been together, because they've been together long enough, but I don't think they've booked them right throughout the entirety of their being on the main roster, and I think that's why it feels like it's too soon in a sense, because I honestly think they could have got a really good face run out of them, especially now that you have a good heel faction to go up against. I really think they could have got a lot more out of this, because before I could see why they wouldn't have did it, because it's not like they would have had a good heel team to go up against. But now you got the Wyatts, who are showing to be, probably one of WWE's best the best WWE heel faction probably since Straight Edge Society. So
I agree with that.
I really think, like you said, they're leaving money on the table with this one, in my opinion. They really are, because this is good shit. And then you could have got some really good singles matches out of the feud between these guys. You could have got a Reigns and, well, they're probably going to hold off on Reigns and Wyatt in the singles match, because those are the two guys they're probably pegging for the future. But you could have got, Ambrose and Wyatt match. You could have got a Rollins and Harper match would be really good with the clashing in styles, but the athleticism of Harper could really pull it off. And
imagine Rollins bump into that discus clothesline. I think that's what it's called. Oh my God!
And I'm glad they let Rollins do an over the top dive like he did, the front flip over the top rope. I'm glad they let him do that in the match, because you don't get to see guys get a chance to do that. The plancha. I'm telling you guys, this match right here was just proof of everything I've been saying. I've been watching Rollins since he really started wrestling on the indies. He is going to be a big face in this company. He has a natural charisma about him with the way he sells, his mannerisms, the way he interacts with the crowd, and his moveset and his athleticism. He's going to connect with the crowd when he turns face. He's not going to be like Daniel Bryan over, obviously, but I think he's going to have a really solid support from the fans once he turns face.
You called all these guys a long time ago.
Yeah, he's got. I think Seth Rollins he got a lot of CM Punk comparisons before. A lot of it was because of just his look physically with the long hair and the wrestling gear he used to wear before he was in the Shield. He got a lot of Punk comparisons. I've always said he reminded me a lot more of Jeff Hardy in the sense that he's got this natural charisma that you just can't explain. Where Rollins was never even a good talker until he got to WWE, which still surprises me, but he just has a natural way of connecting with the fans in the Jeff Hardy type of sense. He's not Jeff Hardy, but he does have that rare gift of just being able to go out there and just absolutely dazzle you with the stuff he can do.
Agreed, and I don't think Reigns needs to talk. Fuck it. He just comes out of his
That's what I said. Just let him mean mug the shit out of people. It works for me.
Just let him come out and just look at him staring down. I'm going to fuck you up. That's all you need. Fuck, you don't need him to say anything. What's there to say?
Yep.
All right. Great stuff. Next, we got a pointless Christian promo. No one invested in that. Then we got the unenviable task of following the Wyatts against the Shield was shouldered by AJ Lee and Cameron for the Divas Championship. I mean, you could have heard a pin drop in that place, other than the fact that they were chanting CM Punk because his girlfriend was out there.
I think that was a good idea, though. Just let him cool off a bit, you know.
Oh, you have to. You have to bring the crowd back down. But the match ended in a DQ when Tamina attacked Cameron outside the ring, so AJ Lee retained on a DQ. Then we got another Bad News Barrett promo. This time he claimed that people who subscribe to the WWE Network will lose their jobs and get, expelled from school because they'll be too busy looking at the great content on. I'm like, wow. Yeah, you really don't care about this build, do you? In the next, Batista versus Alberto Del Rio, I've got some things I want to say about this. Alberto Del Rio came out in a neck brace with a crutch and ended up pulling the Brock Lesnar. Was that Lesnar and Angle, right? The Iron Man match where he attacked Angle. Yeah. On SmackDown. Probably the best match in SmackDown history. And then it gave him the advantage throughout the match. Well, he attacked Batista before the match started with the crutch. And then I'm sure Bret Hart really appreciated Jerry Lawler referencing when he hit Bret Hart with the crutch because he legitimately wrapped a crutch around his head. But during the match, you had boos for Batista. They were chanted Bootista. The crowd chanted Daniel Bryan, CM Punk, Y2J, boring, RVD, we want Lesnar, etc. Again, this starts to feel redundant. And I had someone who sent me a message on Twitter who said that they thought that Cena's a better worker at this point than Batista, and I'm like, this was his first match back, and literally he was booked to sell the entire match, and he sold better than Cena. Neither guy being technical, so pick the lesser of two evils there. And in the wrestling world, now this is going to be very unpopular what I say here, but I don't care. In the wrestling world, if a guy leaves wrestling to pursue other thing and pursue something else, and prove that there's life outside of wrestling, they're just forever ostracized with the WWE audience, and that drives me nuts. It just absolutely drives me nuts. Now, I'm not saying people should like Batista. What I'm saying is my attitude going into this match was my personal preference. When it came to this match was, can Batista still work? Not that he could really work before, but can he work at this age? And I came away from the match saying incomplete. My report card with Batista coming out of this is incomplete. Because he sold, he at least did not break selling. I will give him credit there. And I've been down on the Batista return to a certain degree, but I'm also trying to give the dude a fair chance as a viewer. And I really don't think he showed anything that made me say, yeah, he can work now. He only had a few moves in the match. And let's also say that the WWE has completely dropped the ball with trying to build Batista to this current crop of fans. So I also don't think he's had a real fair shake there. But ultimately, he went over with the Batista bomb and beat Del Rio, which I think everybody expected. But I would like to see WWE actually try to build him. I would like to see him actually wrestle, which you haven't seen yet. Maybe they're protecting him because he can't anymore. I don't know. But this is the guy that they clearly brought back into the company to put the belt on him. I mean, you can see it from a million miles away. We've been talking about that since January, that he's going to be the champ. That's why they had him win the Royal Rumble. So that's very predictable. They didn't bring him back and give him a bucket load of money for him not to be the champion. So if you're going to get behind him that much, and it's probably going to set up a Brock Lesnar Batista match, which Mad Genius alluded to, I think it was last night, at SummerSlam. So you've got to get behind him more. Right now, he is so disconnected with the audience that you could just see the frustration in his face. Like, what do I do? You have got to put him up against the most hated people in the... honestly, this is going to sound crazy. This is going to sound crazy. He almost needs that confrontation with Cena right now.
Yeah, because, I mean, once you get to the point where the fans are cheering for Alberto Del Rio,
yeah, you've got a problem.
Match against him, you have a legitimate problem. And part of it, I mean, honestly, is not even his fault. Like, literally, I understand why WWE brought him back, but the timing just so happened to be the wrong time because of the Daniel Bryan thing going down, and now you had the CM Punk thing happening. The timing was, obviously, you couldn't plan for this type of thing with Batista, with the timing and everything, but he's a victim of circumstances right now, and I can see why it's pissing him off. But at the same time, he has to understand that this is a product that he openly criticized for, doing what we're talking about, and they finally got a chance for some change, and he's coming back into that situation, and the fans are going to see it as, oh, you're just part of the problem now. And he has to understand that at the same time, because he's a smart guy. He respects the wrestling business, so he has to be able to see that too. I mean, as big as a star he might be, movies, anything he does, you got to know when it's somebody's time. And the fans right now are craving for Daniel Bryan and CM Punk. Like, it doesn't even matter which one of those two guys it is, but if one of those two guys wins the belt, the fans are going to go nuts. And nothing to the fans right now is going to be bigger than that. Maybe a Roman Reigns championship win, but outside of those three things, nothing right now is really going to make the fans go, fuck, I'm just going to go crazy and watch this shit all the time now. Like,
Ricky Steamboat has famously said that...
Oh, and did you see the chat? Check the...
I'll bring up something, too, about the fans. Fuck them. If somebody wants to leave to pursue an endeavor, that's fine. They're working 300 days of the year, these guys. They want to go do a movie, something of that nature, and get a lot more money, a lot more of a lax schedule, rest their bodies up, come back later. That's good because it's fresh when they come back. And those same people that criticize them, if they're making less money doing that, I guarantee you 98%, 99% of them will do the same shit.
Oh, yeah.
Bitch to bitch. So they can go fuck themselves for saying that type of shit.
Yeah, I mean, they're not mad at Batista for coming back. They're just mad at the circumstances that they were dealing with previously to him coming back.
Oh yeah, I know they want Daniel. Believe me, Daniel Bryan and Punk should be the main event, but they botched that now to ends of the fucking earth.
Oh, I really botched that one.
I just hate those fans that act like that. So if you don't stay here forever, like John Cena does, because John Cena can't act. Sorry, if John Cena could get $20 million a movie, he wouldn't be in wrestling right now. Guaranteed.
No, he would not.
Oh yeah, but I mean, you look when The Rock came back. They loved the fact that a lot of it wasn't this crazy with the Batista thing. Rock had some hate when he came back, but for the most part, people loved The Rock coming back. But that's because at the time you didn't really have Punk in the main event. Daniel Bryan wasn't as hot as he is now. Like he didn't really have much to go up against outside of making Cena look like a bitch. So
yeah, The Rock's also got a lot of fucking swag too, though. He can kind of turn people. He does quickly.
But
a lot of swag.
That's where I agree with Bruce on about at this point he almost needs that confrontation with Cena. I mean, even a confrontation with Lesnar, I don't think it would matter because Lesnar would end up being the more over guy.
Of course.
So he really needs that confrontation with Cena at this point if they're not going to turn him heel. If they're going to have him face, he needs that confrontation.
No, he definitely needs that confrontation. You know, because you would endear Batista because we know how he feels about Cena. He can't fucking stand Cena. But you would endear Batista to the people who are booing him the most. You know, where if he came back and cut that promo that, you know, one of the reasons that I left is because I can't stand what the company's become. I just want you guys to know, I know you guys have been a little hard on me, but the reason that I came back is because I want to change that. I'm back here because guys like Cena and his little hokey-dokey ways, you know, don't work with me and blah, blah, blah. If he cut a promo like he did in that shoot promo, then I think that he would get over with the fans that he needs to get over with. But I don't know. They've got to do something. It doesn't have to necessarily be that, but they've got to do something with the guy.
Another part where Batista messed up is when he came back, it wasn't necessarily embracing the Daniel Bryan thing. He kind of shitted on Daniel Bryan's popularity, which really wasn't going to make the situation better as it is.
No.
So, I mean, like, if he would have came back and was like, okay, you guys, I'm all for the Daniel Bryan thing, but I'm here to win the championship too, that would have been fine. But, you know, he's flicking people off about, you know, booing him and chanting for Daniel Bryan, and he's mocking Daniel Bryan. At this stage in the game, people ain't gonna fuck with Batista because of that type of stuff.
Nope. No, I mean, they've got to understand. They've got to do something with him. You can't just continue to let him flounder out there because they're not doing him any favors at this point. You know, you've got to do something to try to help the guy out. And I'm by no means a Batista fan. I'm just saying that this is one of the big stars of this generation. Let's be honest. You know, he's one of the big stars of this generation that's been produced since the Ruthless Aggression, or if you want to consider him part of it, which I guess he was.
Let's be honest, Del Rio ain't necessarily the perfect heel to put him in there with. You know, Del Rio fucking sucks. I mean, the most over guy Del Rio was ever able to get over was Ziggler, and Ziggler was already over before that anyway. So
right.
It's not like Del Rio's the cream of the crop when it comes to heels.
No, and Del Rio is a guy that they tried to build up as a babyface at one point in time. Let's not forget that, and it didn't work. And here he's getting babyface type reactions, which tells you you've really fucked up with Batista. You know? So I mean,
standing for Del Rio, that's unimaginable.
Yeah, exactly. I mean, Batista, I could tolerate him if they did it right. You know what I'm saying? But they're not. You know, obviously I'd rather see Daniel Bryan because that's who the fans want to see, and I think that the guy who deserves it the most should get it, and that's Daniel Bryan.
Well, here's the interesting thing. Well, just looking at two things about how the pay-per-view ended. Look at the way Batista got treated, and then you look at the fans' reaction to Orton winning the Chamber.
Yeah.
WWE ain't really set themselves up in a good place for their main event at Mania.
And by the way, folks, I'll tell you something right now. I'm the first to admit it. I am not a big Daniel Bryan fan.
Yep, I'm probably the biggest Daniel Bryan fan up here.
But I stick, I'm just basically sticking up for what I think is right, and I think that it's undeniable that Daniel Bryan's the man right now. You know, so how they keep dropping the ball with him, I don't know. And they've really dropped the ball with the Batista return. This is probably one of the most anticlimactic returns of one of their most known guys in recent history with Batista that they've had.
Yep.
It'd be like Edge coming back and then building Edge like this. Even though I think Edge is better at getting over. I think that's pretty obvious. Edge would get over.
Mick Foley tweeted out a picture of a bunch of the fans' faces after the pay-per-view. I
gotta be honest, dude. I think that whole thing is a work.
Well, the Mick Foley thing?
Yeah.
But I'm just saying, I just find it funny. Like, the looks on their faces are still killing me.
I like Mick, you know, and we can talk about something out there for another reason why I think he's cool as shit, but I like Mick and everything like that, but he's been such a company guy. Let's not forget that this is the dude that uttered the words that John Cena was the king of hardcore. You know, all right? All right? If you want to pin something like that on me, go ahead, because I've never said anything like that. I'm not comparing myself to him. I'm just saying I can't identify with that. And it's like, this is a guy who's clearly been a company guy, and I think they're trying to put someone out there. This is just my gut feeling that seems like the opposition to what they're doing to kind of undercut the organic opposition that guys like me, the guys in the panel, and you offer on the internet. So let's go ahead and undercut that with a work. It just feels like that. I'm not trying to disrespect Mick Foley. He's the fucking shit. I was a huge Cactus Jack fan. And I kind of wrestled with this because his son's Facebook post really didn't seem like a word. But I just wonder about that whole thing. So anyway, WWE Elimination Chamber World Heavyweight Championship match. And I think Jay's back because he just moved. Everything good, Jay?
Good for me, not good for other people, but yeah.
Okay, yeah, we didn't give any details on what's
going
on.
I'm not going to share anything. I'll let you guys know off air, but yeah, I'm good.
Okay, good. All right. So Cesaro and Sheamus started the match. I'm just going to do a quick overview, and then we'll talk about some of our favorite stuff, and then we're going to rant on Cena. Well, maybe not rant, but talk about fuckboy.
Well, I'm gonna rant on Daniel Bryan.
Wow.
Oh, shit.
All right, Batista. So anyway, Cesaro and Sheamus started the match. Daniel Bryan was the first one to come out of a chamber pod. Christian was the second. Cena was the third, and Randy Orton was the final one to come out of the pod. The match had some cool spots in it, like Daniel Bryan's being sent through the pod. I thought he cut his face with the way he sat there like that, and you could even hear, if you go back and watch the match and listen on the announce table, I think someone from the announce, and by the way, the announcing with the WWE is so fucking bad nowadays. It is horrible.
It's marketing.
It is. It's like four salesmen sitting there. Give us someone to call a match. I don't know if they, I noticed Jerry Lawler trying to call some moves tonight, and I'm like, no, that's not calling the match. They're not enhancing the action. Like Jesse Ventura would enhance the action. All it had to take was a babyface raking the eyes. Oh, I like it when they do that, Vince. Come on, McMahon. Just little thing. Gino. Remember how he used to call Gorilla Monsoon Gino? The little things that Jesse Ventura would do as a heel. The way that Bobby Heenan was crucial to Goldberg's build. I mean, you can go down the line. Tony Schiavone would call moves, even though he wasn't the best. I think he's a minor league baseball announcer now, but
it's a lot better, Michael Cole.
Way better. Of course, Jim Ross is the one that people always go to. Joyce Styles, okay? But this broadcast, especially that Wyatt's, when you go back and listen to the Wyatt's and Shield match, do you know how much better that would be with a real announcer calling moves? And you can't tell me that pay-per-views like this and big matches like that they couldn't have kept Jim Ross there. Jim Ross would have fucking killed that match, and he would enhance this match. But anyway, so yeah, Daniel Bryan went through the pod. The match had some, decent spots, a few cool moves from Cesaro. But to me, the storytelling didn't really kick in. Like, to me, the match was falling flat. And I'm not basing that on the fan reaction. I'm talking about the match itself. To me, the match was really falling flat until Randy Orton came out of the pod. Then it was like, okay, now we have some storytelling going on in the ring, which is crucial in a wrestling match. And he came out of the pod, and then, everybody turned their attention to the champ, which I really liked that. And then he went and he hid in the pod, and the chants started going up where the fans were calling him a pussy. And he kind of looked at the fans. That's the thing I like about Randy Orton, is the fans will chant something, and he'll just, that's right. You know what I mean?
He gets it,
He does. One of the least charismatic guys on the mic.
He's been hated most of his career. I mean, people forget that.
Yep.
Like early in his career, people hated him that way. He used to get "you suck" chants and boring chants, and early in his career too, because everybody thought that Randy Orton had everything handed to him, which kind of, it's somewhat true. But
speaking of fads, how about the Kurt Angle "you suck" chants? You guys saw how much I went off on that in the Kurt Angle.
Yeah, but when he got injured in 2005 and came back, as a face, and they still.
It didn't last long.
No, but the thing is, honestly, the fans respect the fuck out of him, and they were honestly chanting, "You suck." And as crazy as it sounds,
No, don't even say it.
It's true. I swear to God.
No,
Kurt Angle said it himself.
No, it was a fad, dude. There are so many fads, like the fucking Fandango thing.
It was a fad for most of his career.
It was. You're talking about the dude who was consistently, and now I feel like I went off on the website in the Kurt Angle article. I swear, like every match that I talked about, I was like, and there were the fucking "you suck" chants, you know. But it drives me nuts. I can't. I guess the generation that I came from, and the guys that I look up to, like Muhammad Ali and Tupac, and these guys who, the independent thinkers who willingly go against the grain and stuff like that. I hate fads. If someone's buying the iPhone, I'm buying the Droid Ultra. You know what I'm saying? I hate fads, dude. And what the fuck got us on this fad conversation? I don't know. So anyway.
I don't know. It's your fault.
It's the internet's fault. It's the internet wrestling fans.
There you go, comment section.
By the way, I'm gonna start talking about this. I wrote this I tried to be funny in this article that I put on the website, but I'm gonna start talking about this a lot. Any company, I don't care if it's the WWE, I don't care if it's Target, Walmart, I don't care if it's McDonald's, I don't care if it's the fucking government. I don't care who it is. I don't give a fuck who it is, dude. I don't give a fuck if it's turd burglars.
In-N-Out Burger.
I don't care.
Pool hands.
Any company that tries to ostracize the opposing voices out there to what they do to being internet fans is the dumbest shit I've ever heard. Who the fuck do you know who doesn't get on the internet? I'll go ahead and wait. Your great-grandmother, your grandmother, who do you know that doesn't get on the internet? There is no such thing as an IWC. There's no such thing as a YWC. And for those of you who don't know what that was mean, internet wrestling community, YouTube wrestling community. No, if you get on the internet and you tweet about the product, if you get on YouTube and you talk about the product, whatever you do, Facebook, tout, whatever, you know what you are? You're not part of a community. You're part of this generation. Not a community. Everybody fucking does that. And I will not be putting that IWC and YWC box because it comes with a stigma. And that's why I'm going to really start poking fun of that shit going forward. Cena 1, we complain online. Because if they really want people to believe that, if they really think about it, everybody uses the internet, motherfuckers. And then, look at all the likes that Cena has on Facebook. Wait a minute. What happened to hating wrestling fans on the internet? Look what's trending on Twitter. But that's on the internet. I thought you didn't like the internet. Subscribe to the WWE Network on the internet. This company is insane. And I made a comparison in the preview video, and I'll do it in this one too. It's just like what Fox News and MSNBC did with Ron Paul's popularity. No, I'm not tipping my hat to my political affiliation, but I'll tell you right now, Ron Paul was shafted out of an opportunity at moving up because of the way he was treated in the media. The only people who like Ron Paul are those internet people. Dude, anybody who uses the phrase internet people is a numbskull. In my estimation, this is my honest opinion. You guys are not part of an IWC. You are not part of a YWC. You're just like your neighbors. You're just like your boss at work. You're just like whoever the guys at the gym, the girl running on the treadmill, whoever you name. They all get on the internet too. There's no community. It's a generation.
Not just John Cena fans sit on the internet 24 hours a day.
I swear, when someone starts saying that, I want to hear the AOL dial-up sound in the background. Every time someone says IWC, I want to hear the AOL dial-up sound in the background. In 1996, we've got this internet thing, and what the fuck, dude? So, okay, rant out of the way. So Randy Orton's hiding in the pod. And I called this. I said Sheamus would bro kick a pod.
And here comes the big ginger with the bro kick to the fucking glass.
Yeah, ooh, yeah. Couldn't see that coming. And honestly, I would have rather seen him just do that spot because I don't know what they're using for plexiglass there, but it looked like Daniel Bryan could have got legitimately hurt. Is being someone who's had a serious cut and had to deal with it, it would suck if you got your face cut. I think the bro kick was probably the safest thing to go with. I'm all for flaming tables and stuff like that, but I'm also for, safety of the performers. But Sheamus was eliminated by Christian after a splash off the pod.
Matt Genius. I'm a CW fan.
I am. But I would never want to get in the ring with New Jack. Okay? But Mad Genius pretty much... I don't think anybody wanted to. That's why he never got signed. They're like, you're thinking about signing New Jack? I will quit. But Mad Genius pretty much called the Christian spot off the pod, except for you said you thought he'd take a bump off the pod.
I thought he was going to get caught with a Cesaro uppercut.
Oh, that's what it was.
I thought he was going to get caught with the pop-up uppercut. That would have been sick.
When Cesaro, I think, did he do that to Cena when he threw him into the plexiglass? Or was that Christian?
No, he popped Cena up. And they went
powerbomb. Who did he powerbomb into the plexiglass?
I can't. I think it was Christian.
He powerbombed somebody into the plexiglass, and then right afterwards hit him with an uppercut.
Was that Daniel Bryan or Christian? It was one of those two.
He whipped Daniel Bryan into the. He gave him the little Irish whip into the.
Oh yeah.
Yeah. So anyway, I love how they do that with Cena, where Cesaro pops him up for the uppercut, and Cena he has no vertical, but they get the super low camera to make it look like he jumped higher, like the kids who do the dunk videos in their driveway. You know what I mean? To make it look like they're really skying for a dunk. And they stop it at the peak, and then the thing that cracked me up about that little spot right there is Michael Cole tried to put over. Look at Cena's head pop back. His head went back before the uppercut because he was afraid he was going to get hit, just like in the match with Cesaro on Raw, where he was supposed to be taking that drop kick and he quickly turned away and kind of made it look awkward. But anyway, that's Cena for you. So you had this. Okay, so Sheamus is out. Christian was eliminated by Daniel Bryan after the running knees, Shining Wizard, whatever you want to call it. Cesaro quickly tapped out to the STF. So are we keeping score here, folks? Well, Cena elevated Cesaro. What does the word elevated mean to people nowadays?
Buried.
I would consider what Hulk Hogan did for the Ultimate Warrior elevating him. He literally put the... And by the way, he did snug the STF up tonight. I give credit where credit's due. But he did have to get called out by Stone Cold on his podcast for that. But he did snug it up a little bit, which I'll give him a little credit for. We'll see if it stays that way. But, literally, he had just put the STF on, and Cesaro's like, I'm done.
Oh, my God. This shit pissed me off.
Yeah.
Almost instant tap out.
And then in the background, John Cena's golden shovel flew out of his ass. But, I mean, you really thought that Cesaro was being elevated? Come on.
Idiots.
Cena got pinned by Orton, but only after the Wyatts showed up and attacked him, which we've been predicting for a long time.
I'm so sick and tired of every big match that they have, especially with the John Cena. There's literally never a clean winner anymore. I know this is stating the obvious, but every fucking time it's got to be a run-in. If it wasn't the Wyatts, before that it was the Shield. If it wasn't the Shield, before that it was the Core or the Nexus or some shit. They always have these groups that they make just so they can run in big-time matches so we don't actually get to see a clean winner.
Well, John Cena took a DDT, his idea from the Nexus on the floor, and then still powered through them, elevating. But no, yeah, I totally agree. And one thing that I alluded to in the Bret Hart article is one of the, and I'm going to do a WCW article eventually, I've got so much that I'm working on. But one of the things that I'll allude to as far as the downfall of WCW, I thought one of the biggest downfalls to WCW, and you WCW fans from back in the day, you will know exactly what I talk about, and you'll probably roll your eyes looking at the screen and go, I remember that, is all of the fucking run-ins. Like, you would be all hyped up for this pay-per-view main event, and then here comes the Outsiders, you know. They only did it the last 3 pay-per-views. And then they would fucking come running out, and you wouldn't get clean finishes. And it really, I thought, was one of the key factors to WCW falling apart. There were many reasons, but I thought there was...
Stings.
Yes, yeah.
Jesus.
Oh, there's the face. Is that the real Sting? Is that the fake Sting?
It's like a 7-foot fucking guy. Of course it's not fucking Sting. They're playing... Oh, man, it was fucking bad.
Whenever I think of WCW 2000, I just think of Nash and Hall coming out to every main event, it seemed like. And that type of stuff will work to try to sink in the fish hook. You know, anybody who's ever fished before, which I'm not a fan of fishing, I've got a pretty good attention span with things that I like, but sitting on a shore in a boat all day,
of course, Hall and Nash were on TV in WCW 2000 every time. They're both jacked. That's all that matters.
Oh, wow. But no, in a wrestling sense, like a wrestling company with Daniel Bryan or run-ins and stuff like that, there's wrestling bookers and agents and promoters who have a philosophy of what's called, what I would term as setting the hook. Like in fishing, you feel a bite and you set the hook on the fish. You know, and sometimes run-ins are viewed as setting the hook. With John Cena, it's not setting the hook. It's protecting this motherfucker for as long as they have. Okay? And it is so fucking frustrating because if he's that good and that fucking great and he's that over and he's that liked on Facebook, why the fuck do you have to protect him? You would have to protect a guy who you're bringing along, maybe like a Roman Reigns or something like that. Why does he have to be so protected? There is a segment of your audience that wants to see him lose. And you only give the segment of the audience that, I don't know if they think it's real, still real to them, damn it, or whatever, but they want to see him win, or if he loses, there has to be an excuse, okay? That's the only segment of the audience they cater to with this guy. Of course the Wyatt family showed up. Of course. I would like to see some of the young up-and-comers get that type of booking. Why didn't CM Punk get that type of booking? Why didn't Edge get that type of booking?
What do they both have? They both have one thing in common.
Well, yeah, they're not jacked, but you know, at the same time, they were over. They were over. And only look at WWE's history. Only Cena. There's only one guy in the history that's been protected as much as him.
I still think CM Punk, when he was over, goes under the radar at this point from 2011. He was so ridiculously over then, and if a guy like him isn't going to get to be the main guy and get on main event pay-per-views, it's not happening with Daniel Bryan. So anybody who thinks that can, that's not happening.
Okay, let's talk about a boring. Let's go ahead. I'm sure most of you have seen comic book superhero movies, right? The Man of Steel was good. Batman. Most of the Batman movies are good, right? Iron Man, fucking awesome, in my opinion. Wolverine's had some good movies. Spider-Man, Amazing Spider-Man. Some people like the old ones. Some like the newer ones, or the newer one. Who's a superhero who would be viewed as kind of being like mediocre? Because all those are like some of the top ones. Who would we say? Hawkeye. The
Batman.
Guy, not Batman. Dude, people love.
Get out of here,
bro. You're not a superhero if you still gotta walk through fucking doors.
I'm trying to make a. For people who don't understand where we're coming from, I'm trying to show them our perspective. And the guy from the Avengers with the arrow was Hawkeye, right?
Yep.
Okay, Hawkeye. Let's say that out of the superheroes, and a lot of us would view John Cena as being like Lex Luthor, But let's try to paint an even more understandable analogy. Let's say John Cena's Hawkeye in a movie sense. And they do Avenger-type movies with all the superheroes. You've got Iron Man in there. You know, you've got Batman, you've got Superman, you've got all these superheroes, and then you see Hawkeye, and you're like, I really don't like Hawkeye. You know, I like the Incredible Hulk or whoever. And you're like, I want to see Iron Man get that finish this time. I want to see Batman get that finish this time. But they keep going with Hawkeye. People would finally be like, fuck this shit, dude. Fucking Marvel Comics or whatever comic companies put these movies out are nuts. People want to see Batman win. People want to see Daniel Bryan be that guy. People wanted to see CM Punk be that guy. People wanted to see fucking Edge be that guy. And there's many others that we can name. But it's always Hawkeye. It's always John Cena. You know? And then you get these people within the wrestling industry, oh, the IWC and blah, blah, blah. Do you really listen to the audience? There's a reason that it's split. Because all around the world, there's people who view John Cena as Hawkeye, and they view Daniel Bryan as Batman. And they want to see Batman win. You know what I mean? They want to see Batman protected. They want to see Superman protected. They want to see Iron Man protected.
I don't know. Daniel Bryan's more like Flash.
Well, whatever superhero you want to compare him to, people look at Daniel Bryan as the man that they want. But the only fucking guy that this company's willing to protect to that extent is the guy that's viewed as Hawkeye, the guy with the arrows, you know? I mean, folks, that's the best.
Cena would be like Cyclops from X-Men. I've never met a person who said Cyclops was their favorite X-Men. It's always Wolverine or somebody else, a Gambit, a Nightcrawler, somebody else, anybody but Cyclops. That's what Cena is.
Well, to a lot of us, if you were going to go with the Ninja Turtles reference, he's April O'Neil. You know, people liked Casey Jones, they liked Michelangelo, they liked Raphael, they liked Donatello and Leonardo, and some people even like Splinter and Shredder. You know, and they got April O'Neil. You know, there's many different analogies that we can get.
That makes Brock Lesnar Godzilla or King Kong.
Jeez. All right. Yeah. But so anyway, so Cena's taken out by the Wyatt family. Go figure, protected again. And in fairness, Daniel Bryan was protected. You could see it from a mile away, but I'm going to give my take on this and then turn it over to the boys. And we're going to do a VIP video on the site, or I am, and whoever wants to join me on the panel. Or no, we're going to bring some of the audition guys on for a little bit and see what they thought, and then we're going to do the VIP video. But all right, they protected Daniel Bryan, but I don't think it's a good protection in this sense, where people are finally going to give up. I put out a little. They didn't know it at the time, but I was doing a little study on Twitter, and let me go to these tweets. All right, and I've got a mild following on Twitter, nothing major. I put. There's 3 that I did in this study. If you think WWE is smart for stringing fans along with Daniel Bryan and him not winning the belt, retweet this. It got 16 retweets, so people are either didn't fully read the tweet or they're enjoying the chase. Then I put, if you think WWE is dumb as shit for stringing fans along this long with Daniel Bryan and him not winning the belt, retweet this. 186 retweets. And then I put, retweet this if Daniel Bryan not winning the Elimination Chamber match was your last straw and you are really done watching for good. 51 retweets. There's no way I would have got... and of course, people will read my Twitter over the next few days and retweet it more, but there's no way I would have even gotten 20. Let's say after WrestleMania, they would have been like, I'm willing to watch, or after SummerSlam, I'm willing to watch the chase. You know, okay, it's going to be a chase. We've seen this before. Kane, for those of you who didn't see, Kane cost Daniel Bryan the match, and Randy Orton won. Okay, so, and then I remember a few weeks ago on the Raw review, I was like, I don't know, I just get this feeling that somehow Kane's going to be in the chamber. Daniel Bryan's going to have a match with Kane in Elimination Chamber or something like that. People are like, Kane's not even in the chamber. Daniel Bryan's in the chamber. I'm like, I don't know. You could see the seeds planted for what they did. And I don't read dirt sheets. Just give me one more minute. I don't read dirt sheets. It was just like a gut feeling off the direction they were going. So Kane cost him the match. So in that sense, he was protected. But in this case, it's going to lead to, and by the way, this is not good news for CM Punk fans. Because the fact that Kane cost him the match most likely would lead to Daniel Bryan having a match with Kane on Raw, and then Kane somehow spills the beans that Triple H put him up to it. And then it leads to a match between Daniel Bryan and Triple H at Mania, and is Daniel Bryan going to become champion in the match? No. So people still are not going to get what they want. So yeah, he was protected to a certain degree, but I honestly think it's to lead to a match with Triple H. So once again, you're left wanting this guy, a lot of you out there, want him to be the man for it, give him a nice run. He deserves it. He's entertaining. He's over, blah, blah, blah. Give him a run, and you're not going to get it. You're going to get Hawkeye. You're going to get April O'Neil, And that's, I think, honestly, the WWE, in my opinion, shows a real disconnect with its fans when it pertains to that. Because this is not a situation where it can be denied. Daniel Bryan walks into an arena, and if you look in the crowd, everybody's hands are going like this. This is undeniable. And they continue to string fans along, and it is the most, I mean, how disconnected can you be? But then again, this is a wrestling company that wants to classify voices of opposition as being IWC and internet people. The fuck, the internet people? What the fuck is this? The fucking Matrix? No, we're real people sitting in our real houses talking about this shit because we're real fans, and we're not some different type of wrestling fan because we get on the internet like every fucking body else. The fact that John Cena was protected again tonight, the fact that John Cena got to tap out Cesaro, and the fact that Daniel Bryan, once again, everybody who wants to see him be the man, just look at the faces in the audience. And those are not faces that have been hooked like you're fishing and you're setting the hook. Those are faces who are like, I am sick of this shit. Same old shit.
I want it to be somebody else besides Cena, to be honest with you, but I don't think it has to be Daniel Bryan. That's just my personal opinion.
Well, I mean, no, it's kind of one of those things where it's his time, not so much as it has to be him.
I just don't understand the whole Daniel Bryan thing, to be honest with you. I'll take him over Cena, but I mean, I just don't understand the whole thing. I'd much rather see Roman Reigns get the push, even though as much as Daniel Bryan's worked for it, I just don't understand it. I mean,
because Daniel Bryan, he's a relatable guy. Look, as awesome as Roman Reigns isn't relatable to everybody. And you have to admit that. I mean, Roman Reigns, jacked up guy, football star. He's the guy that people want it to be, but he's not necessarily relatable to everybody like a Daniel Bryan is, who just comes off as a naturally good guy, cares about people, doesn't really care for the politics backstage. He just comes off as a nice dude.
I mean, I don't know. Something about Daniel Bryan. I just don't think he's got that it factor about him. Yeah, he's the guy that everybody likes because he's a guy that a lot of other people, normal people, could be. They look at him as that guy, but I just don't think he's. Take him over Cena. I just there's other guys I'd rather see be the guy with the belt than Daniel Bryan. I'd rather see even a guy like Seth Rollins, or a guy like, definitely rather see Roman Reigns. I'd rather see Seth Rollins. I mean, as much as he's been buried, I like a Dolph Ziggler more than I like a Daniel Bryan. And people can dislike me for this as much as they want, because we all know that Daniel Bryan's got his huge fan base, but I just don't think I don't know.
Well, that just comes down as a matter of taste. I mean, I'm a big Daniel Bryan fan, have been, but
I like CM Punk more than Daniel Bryan from the get-go too. So.
And I'm vice versa, where I like Bryan more than Punk. But it's just one of those things where you just had one person for so long. Like at this point, we should have had the chance to see a Punk on the top. We should have had the chance to see a Bryan on the top. We should have had the chance to see a Ziggler on the top, and then we should be working towards getting guys like a Rollins and a Reigns and some of these other younger guys to the top as
It's
well. Like
not even it's not even a guy like Randy Orton's fault. Like I could completely deal with the main event if Cena were out of the picture and it were just Orton because they have allowed Orton to at least lose clean. They, you know what I mean. So it's at least tolerable, and Orton, he can put on good matches. So and you know what I mean. So I could deal with it if they had if they were doing what they are now with Orton, but if Cena were out of the picture. With Cena in the picture, it's just frustrating as hell.
They're leaving a lot of money on the table, though. Orton, he's okay in the ring, but I think he's mid-card. It's stale. I think he has to have Daniel Bryan. You need somebody since he's so over, get that money while it's hot. But
I think they need. Yeah. I think in Orton's case though, but he's not going to sell as much as D. Bryan, money-wise. But you got to also factor in that he's a heel, so naturally he's not going to be as big of a draw being a heel anyway. So. Yeah, they need that big main event heel anyways that they haven't created yet. So I think that it's fair enough to have Randy Orton in the main event, but Cena, there's no need to have Cena there.
Yeah, exactly. That's what I think. That's the one thing that's getting lost above everything when we talk about whether it be saying it's Daniel Bryan's time, or you saying you'd rather see a guy like Reigns or a Punk or a Ziggler on the top or a Rollins, whoever Billy wants to see on the top. It's all in the same context, regardless of what guy we want to see at the top. It's all in the same context. We want something fresh.
I want to see Hulk Hogan come back and get the belt.
Oh shit! Fuck you.
Not joking. One more time, brother. My hip.
But we just all want something fresh, and hell, I've said this many times. I'm not a Warrior fan, but when I go back and look at wrestling history, I understand that 2-period time when he was the guy. It was his time. And I respect that.
Because back then it wasn't about politics, and they always.
Well, shit, it was when you got Hogan there.
Yeah, but it really wasn't nearly as much as it is now. And when
he held Savage down.
Yeah, well, he held
right
Warrior.
With Savage.
He held Warrior and Savage down. Hulk Hogan did, but aside from that, though, they really did what was going to make the most money back then. They tried to do that, and now. More bullshit will get in the way, like a John Cena or Randy Orton will stay in their spots regardless if they're going to lose money or not, which is ridiculous.
Mm-hmm.
So, Warrior getting the belt when he did was an opportunity for the company then to get as much money as they possibly could because he was so over. And that pertains to how it is with Daniel Bryan. As much as I'm not a huge Daniel Bryan guy, that's the same concept now. So. And the same goes for a guy like CM Punk, where they fucking dropped the ball on that. They would have been making more money. All they need to do was get CM Punk in a few main events of pay-per-views that he was the legit main event, and show some people who weren't high on him or really didn't know about him that this guy was legit. And if they would have just done that, they would have started all those pay-per-views would have started drawing the same money as they did with Cena. They let him main event one pay-per-view, and because it didn't draw the same. That's why we got to put Cena back in there. You can't base it off one pay-per-view.
And you can get people used to a guy.
Well, it's not even that, but you have to get behind the guy marketing-wise. You got to put some money behind a guy to make money back. Yep. And they never did that with Punk. Even if he was in the main events, they never put money behind the guy like they do with a guy like a Cena or some of the other guys. They never put the money behind them in terms of marketing. Like, this is all Punk's doing. And same thing with Daniel Bryan. You gotta put money behind a guy to kind of get him over the top. Like, could you imagine you got Austin and he's not designing his own T-shirts and instead he's walking out there with respect the bald head type shirts or some shit like that. Like, nobody's gonna rock that shit. Like, you gotta. It's a combination. Of course, the guy has to have natural talent, and he has to have the it factor, and he has to be able to get over with what he does, whether it be on the mic or in the ring. But you also got to have the machine backing the guy, and they haven't backed Punk. They back Punk to a certain extent. Like, they won't back him as the number one guy. They'll back him as like the number 2, 3 guy, but not as the number 1. Daniel Bryan, they won't back him as the guy. That's the problem with not being able to get the buys. You gotta market the guy in a way that makes people want to see him. Nobody's going to buy a pay-per-view to see a flying goat. Much as I like Daniel Bryan, if it was my first time watching him, and I kept hearing he's a flying goat, I'm not gonna pay to watch the guy.
I gotta
anymore.
be honest though too. Part of me not being on board the whole Daniel Bryan thing for me personally has to do with his name. If he were called Bryan Danielson, and I know it seems petty,
I agree.
Makes a world of difference for me.
I agree.
Daniel Bryan sounds like a child.
See, for me, I would market him, and obviously,
It's a wrestler.
but being regular Joe, I would market his past, the matches he had in Japan, the experience that he's gained. This is a guy who can be outweighed and still find a way to overcome because he's a wrestler. That's such a horrible word for them, is the word wrestler.
Yeah.
But what I'm going to do, MG, is I'm going to open it up. We're going to try to make it, brief to a certain degree. So
All right. Well,
I'm gonna let you run this for a minute because I'm trying to get things set up for the after show so we can get that done. I can get to bed and go to the gym in the morning.
all right.
So I'm gonna let you go ahead and we're gonna bring some guys on, and we're gonna try to get some diverse opinions here and see. When you guys come on, try to be to the point. And then I'm sure it's gonna fill up. It only allows us to have 10. Give your take on the pay-per-view. Be respectful of the viewers and whatever. But come on and give your take on the pay-per-view, and then we're gonna wrap it up, and we'll do the VIP overtime show on the site. So, all right.
Let me just make this one point really quickly before this thing starts to flood open. To have a guy like Daniel Bryan, and we're just talking about how he's relatable, he comes off as the normal guy. You have him as the figurehead of a TV show that you're pushing really hard in Total Divas, a show where he's the biggest dick, and a show where Daniel Bryan comes off as just the most lovable guy in the world. They have every excuse in the world to try to push this guy and market him, but they refuse to. That right there should tell you.
They're putting ego over money. That's all.
When you have a reality show with a guy on it with the type of personality that Daniel Bryan has in terms of being relatable, and you're not pushing him, you're fucking up.
All right, make sure when you come on that you're muted yourself so we don't have background noise, and turn your speakers down.
Hey, we got Justin here all the way from England.
Hey, Mad Genius, get fucked. Okay, I'm gonna make it really quickly here. I didn't see the pay-per-view because I was home.
Hey, be quiet. I thought you were from Scotland.
I'm from Australia.
Oh, okay.
Oh, we couldn't tell.
Anyway, I'm gonna be real quick because I thought it was pathetic. I didn't see it. I was at home. I was at school. I had better things to do than watch everyone bend over and take it from the company as usual with their Rybaxel lube. 5 out of 5 stars go to 5 out of 5 stars goes to obviously Wyatt and the Shield. I thought that was good, but other than that, I thought it fell flat on its face. Jack Ballbag as usual had a shit match. He never ever has a decent match. But just in general, obviously only the decent match to the Wyatts and the Shield. Everyone else can go jump. I'll tune in for the review. I'll tune in tomorrow because we all know what's going to happen tomorrow. But yeah, that's just my opinion. I thought it sucked. Yeah, fuck the WWE.
Holy fuck, this is a lot of people.
I'm going to drop out, guys. I've got to go. But yeah, fuck the WWE. Fuck you, Mad Genius. King J for life.
Right,
yeah, get the fuck out of here, you team. Oh, he left, damn it.
All right, Adam, turn on your webcam. But go ahead, Mad Genius.
Oh, yeah, I'll just let Joe get his thoughts in.
Hey, whoever has that picture, get your webcam on.
Yeah, Adam.
It is with you. What the fuck?
Yeah, you got it. Your webcam is on, are you sure? In the Hangout, you have to get the camera on.
There you go.
But Joe, give us your overall thoughts on the pay-per-view really quickly.
Um, see, my thing, I only saw I ended up getting on and seeing it about right near the end of the Shield match, which was, from what I hear, was fucking awesome. I got in right as Roman Reigns was getting the hot tag. I loved how he came in and tore shit up. That fucking drop kick that he does on the apron is badass. I remember the first time I saw that on Raw a couple weeks ago. I was like, holy shit. But that was cool. Some of the spots were nice there near the end. I get what Bruce was saying about where the hell was Dean Ambrose, but I think tomorrow they're going to come out and be like something about why didn't you guys help me? And Reigns is going to say something like that. It was nice to see him do it until he got beat. It kind of would have been nice maybe to see him win and overcome the odds and then maybe be like, well, I don't need you guys, obviously, because you guys didn't help me when I was getting a 3-on-1, you know what I'm saying? But other than that, Divas match sucked. Batista and Del Rio, nothing really happened because Batista sold the whole fucking match. I wish he would have wouldn't have done the roll out of the power bomb that Bruce talks about, but you got to live with what he does. The chamber match, I thought there were some good spots. I thought that they did. The one where they power bombed Daniel Bryan into the pod. The splash with Christian or whatever off the top. Even though, like I said, I tweeted to Bruce that RVD did it better in the first one. But there was some good stuff that.
Sloppy worker.
What? What did you say, Jay?
I said Rob Van Dam is a sloppy worker.
I second that.
Yeah, he's overrated as fuck, no doubt.
Oh,
Hey,
man.
Bruce,
You hear these guys?
Hey, Bruce, you're unmuted. It's okay.
you hear these drug addicts?
But anyway, I thought overall it was solid. I'd say about 2.5 out of 5 stars for that match. For a second, I don't know why, but for a random moment, I thought Bryan was going to win when he hit the knee. Don't know why the hell I thought that. And then I remembered what the hell I was watching. It would have been nice if. I wish they would have just went with the route of giving Cena, having everybody just fucking give Cena their finisher and him be like the first one out instead of the Wyatts coming in.
He would have kicked out it too.
Happen. Oh, probably. But you knew it was going to happen, that the Wyatts were going to come in. I was calling it. I don't get why Cesaro tapped so quickly. I thought that they were going to have the Wyatts come in right when Cesaro got put in the STF to have Cesaro in the last 3. I would have liked to see that. My biggest complaint is I wish they would have let Bryan and Orton just go in there. I get why they did that, but I wish they would have just let Bryan and Orton go in and at least 10 minutes solid go at it, because when those two guys go at it, I think they're really good, because Orton gets up and works with guys. When he's in there with guys he likes working with, he puts on some solid stuff. But other than that, from what I saw on the whole pay-per-view, the Shield match and the Elimination Chamber match was passable to me.
All right, and who else do we got?
Andrew, go.
Yep, Andrew.
Hey, so I'll be quick because I have 10 minutes before I have to go to college.
You gotta
You
speak
gotta
up,
turn your
though.
mic up. Yeah.
Oh, wait. How do I do that?
Or you gotta talk into it better.
All right.
Yeah.
There you go.
Closer to your mouth, yeah.
Be quick. Well, the whole thing was kind of good. The best match obviously was the Wyatts versus the Shield. That match was insane, actually. Thing that annoyed me really, I guess, all the holy shit chants really, because I grew up in a day where you get holy shit chants for like when Eddie Guerrero busted his head open with a bad blade job and his blood was spurting everywhere. But those were like where holy crap moments were like acceptable, but now they just get like overused. But anyway, good matches. Yeah, pretty much for Shield versus Wyatt. Everything else kind of was all right, I guess, but nothing could beat that really. That was a 5-star match. My whole like rating would be probably about a 6 out of 10 for the whole thing. Yeah, I'm just trying to be quick because I have to go to college in a minute. Sorry. Yeah.
All right, pretty cool, man. What was I about to say? Jay, thoughts on the pay-per-view?
The Wyatt and Shield match was pretty good. Roman Reigns is a beast. The Elimination Chamber match, it was garbage. John Cena's garbage. John Cena fanboys are garbage. Fuck John Cena. Fuck his fans. All of his fans are flamers.
Oh my
Fuck 'em.
gosh.
Damn it, Jay, you stole my line.
Brock Lesnar wasn't on this pay-per-view. That automatically takes off 2 stars. Next time Mad Genius disrespects Brock Lesnar, I'm going to F5 him through a flaming table full of thumbtacks. And Grits is going to be the special guest referee, and he's going to screw you over too. But anyways, all in all, 1 out of 5 stars, and it would have been 3 out of 5, but there was no Brock Lesnar, so fuck this shit.
Wait. Since you said that yours is gonna screw me over, you always call me the Bret Hart of the show. Does that make you Shawn Michaels?
Oh.
Hey, listen, the WrestleMania match is set up. It's official. It's been official, but now this is just adding on to it. Damn it!
Hey, you did it, not me. You always call me Bret Hart.
Because that's what you are.
That just made you Shawn Michaels.
You're a baby face. Listen, before anybody else talks, let's just get.
And you were assless chaps and feathers.
Shut your mouth. Shut your mouth. Let's get this established.
No wonder why
now.
he likes big greasy.
Mad Genius is Bret Hart. Mad Genius is the baby face of the show. I'm the fucking heel of the show. Bruce is the fucking legend of the show, and Grits is the tweener. Okay. Mad Genius is a baby face, and the problem is he'll never get over as a heel as much as he wants to. Okay. And Mad Genius is also a John Cena fan. So just wanted to put that out there.
That doesn't. Being a Cena fan and being a face doesn't coincide with each other.
Well, you go against all odds. Oh yeah, and one other thing. Anything that Mad Genius likes, it's only because he picks the polar opposite that's equal to what I like. That's all Mad Genius does. He can't even decide for himself.
I don't get infatuated with guys who. I
don't
really do my research on guys wearing baby oil and lipstick concoctions like you do.
Hey, that's a great call.
If Jay is Shawn Michaels, the difference is Shawn grabbed his ankles for Vince. Jay just grabs it for oily bodybuilders.
All right, kid.
Oh no!
This kid, you're never gonna be allowed on the show again.
See, Jay, if you were talking about females, I would have been like, okay, but
who said I wasn't?
All right, I'm trying to help you here. Jay was talking about women.
Sure, he was.
No,
he
but
was.
Remember, he did talk about Great Khali. Remember that, right?
Hey, you know what? No, none of you people judged him, but Brock Lesnar wasn't on this show, so it's 1 out of 5 stars.
I don't know what I would give it for an overall rating. I would just say that WWE is not really giving its fans what they want, and it's as simple as that. That's the best way to sum it up. Is once again they teased giving the fans what they want with Daniel Bryan, and didn't. So I don't know. Right there, it takes a huge hit. The show. The Wade Barrett stuff was just overdone. My gosh.
That was terrible. I actually noticed something with the Wade Barrett stuff. He mentioned about the Olympics and how Russia beat America, but then again, America beat England by about 15. So it doesn't make really any sense what he said. So yeah.
All right, MG, I'm going to keep working on setting this up. I think someone else popped in.
All right, Skyler, overall thoughts on the pay-per-view real quick?
Fucking trash, dude. Straight trash. I mean, the Shield Wyatt family match, that was great. Luke Harper, I thought, looked pretty good in the match. The dive between the ropes was really nice. Reigns looked like a beast. I wish he wouldn't have taken the pin. I would rather have seen Rollins take the pin and have Reigns look strong and then kind of get screwed over in some way and then have Rollins take it. But the match overall was fucking awesome. Other than that, the whole show was trash. Cena got protected. And same old shit, dude. They just don't give us Bryan. They give us nothing. Same shit every single week, week in and week out.
Yeah, I agree with that guy.
0 out of 5 for no, I'll go like 0.5, dude, because Shield match was fucking awesome. But other than that, it was garbage.
Yeah, I agree with that guy. Outside of the fact that he didn't mention Brock was on the show, I agree.
Yeah, I'm gonna have to go with like, oh shit.
Don't even lie, dude. You're totally about to lie out your ass.
I'm really not. Like, the shit sucked. Let's be honest, Jay.
Oh, you're such a bullshitter, dude.
It sucked, Jay. Come on.
Dude,
Are you telling me it was good? Are you disagreeing with me saying it sucked now?
Look, if Bruce wasn't here getting his spot of tea that he gets every 5 minutes, and he was actually over here, he would tell you what happened to the Mad Genius from last week's Raw, because we all know what you said John Cena did in his match. Okay.
People, if you want to find out, you know, why I called the match decent, go, you know, BlitzSportsNetwork.com, check out the VIP video, and you'll get a chance to see me and Bruce sit there and break down the match, you know, move by move, and you get to see exactly why I called it a decent match.
Anybody that unfollows Mad Genius on Twitter and follows me gets a follow back.
And don't expect to come running back to follow me again. I will block your ass.
Turn your headphones down. James is here.
Oh, fuck.
Oh shit, James is here. Fuck.
Does he talk really loud?
Everybody, the Chavo of the Blitz team is here.
Chavo. No,
James ruins everything.
No, he does not. James, who would I compare James to? James is, who would I compare James to?
Wade Barrett?
Dude, that is a dick. That is a dick move. No, I would compare James to, you gotta give me a minute here. James is the Ken Shamrock on this bitch.
Oh, fuck that.
That makes Mad Genius the Steve Blackman.
Once again, Steve Blackman, 15 times cooler than fucking Shawn Michaels, Jay.
I'm Brock
I was thinking Gold Dust after Monday, but
yeah, me too.
Oh, you fucker.
Well, hey guys, I just want to, say hi to you guys because apparently I'm a little loud for you guys. So I'm just gonna talk like this. So, how's everybody?
Oh, you gotta love it because you can rib James and he gets it.
Oh shit.
But I just want to say my overall. I thought it was okay. The Shield Wire match was pretty good. The Elimination Chamber match wasn't good at all, and this match overall sucked. And yeah, that's my thoughts. Hey, hey, what can I say? I'm sorry.
Will the real Slim Shady please stand up? Please stand up.
I like that song too. That song was it's really cool.
Oh my gosh, James, no, what are your real thoughts, man? I was just ribbing you.
Oh yeah, I know you wasn't. No, I'm kidding. Well, I took this pay-per-view as after the pay-per-view, I literally went on my playlist and I was playing Tupac, and the perfect song literally popped on my playlist as soon as I got done watching. That was the song "They Don't Give a Fuck About Us," and that's what this product. That's that product's theme song right now. Tupac, "They Don't Give a Fuck About Us," because.
Wow, that is a great analogy. Because if you actually listen to that song, that's the way most wrestling fans feel about the WWE product. That is great. He said you could probably find it on YouTube, I would guess.
No, but James.
Tupac, "They Don't Give a Fuck About Us." Yeah.
James, can you? No, seriously though, can you stop yelling?
Hey Jay. 2 words. Cain Velasquez. Now, anyway.
Oh, fuck.
Deaded.
Now, that's what I was saying.
Hey, James, who's your favorite wrestler?
What?
Oh.
We're not talking about. We're not talking about.
Yeah, shut your mouth and know your role.
Okay,
Continue
we're talking
on.
about chill. Okay, now.
You know, it was serious.
But by the way, it was that particular wrestler that put over your guy and made him look 10 times better. So just. But back to what my thoughts were. This pay-per-view was shit. I loved the Wyatt and Shield match. That was really good. All 6 guys did a great job. Perfect example of how WWE should be at the moment. But again, the higher-ups just don't get it. They don't understand it. And quite possibly be a long time before they will understand it. Daniel Bryan, at this point, I'm saying, I'm kind of getting to the point where I'm throwing the towel on this thing because they clearly don't want to get Bryan a belt, and I'm at the point where I'm like, fuck it. And people are saying, like, oh, it's just a process. WWE is great at, stretching things out, which I think is total bullshit. I just really don't think they see this guy as being the guy. And
by the way, Kamala agrees.
I mean, I gotta be honest, though. I mean, when you're talking about Daniel Bryan, I mean, I didn't want to have to go here, but I mean, I sure see I'm gonna have to go here. Like, I mean, Daniel Bryan, he's a fucking vanilla midget.
Fuck out of here.
What else do you expect? Of course, he's not gonna get pushed. He's just a fucking vanilla midget who's gonna amount to nothing.
Fuck out of here, Jay.
On this panel, you say he's a vanilla midget, all because he's not like 7 feet with like all muscles.
Because he's not Mr. Spectacular Jesse Goddard.
He's not Brock Lesnar.
Man,
Daniel Bryan will amount to nothing more than being a fucking vanilla midget.
Do you understand?
Brock Lesnar is nothing more than Cain Velasquez's bitch.
Ooh, that one hurt.
Brock Lesnar is the former UFC heavyweight champion.
And who whooped his ass?
Cain fucking Velasquez.
Like I said.
Lesnar put over Cena.
So to The Rock, I'm not going to stop being fans.
Fuck The Rock too. What do you mean?
Don't go. We've discussed this. It wasn't The Rock's fault.
Thank you. It wasn't Brock's fault either. He got paid $5 million. It's bullshit.
Also, Lesnar threw a handicap guy down a flight of stairs.
Zach Gal?
Yeah.
That was the shit.
That scared the hell out of me when I was younger.
That Lesnar's cool by me.
Yeah.
But
also, what do you guys think about the whole Batista return being a total fucking
flop?
Batista. Every time he steps into an arena, everywhere they're like, "This piece of fucking trash, get out of here, bro! You're 2004." And they want, and it's never happening, dude. That's over. That's over with, done. Throwing him, dude. He's gonna get. I think Triple H is gonna bury him at WrestleMania. I don't think Triple H will put him over. I think Triple H is gonna go over in some bullshit.
Well, on the Batista thing, it's not Batista's fault, but Batista, like Matt G said, he just came in at the wrong place at the wrong time. It's been how he's booked. However, he did not make it better with him trolling the fans, and the whole Daniel Bryan Triple H thing. Look, the fact that Triple H feels he needs to still be in the ring at this point is fucking pathetic. His time is gone. It's past. Daniel Bryan should be in there with CM Punk right now, or he should be somebody, or I'll even take him versus Sheamus at this point. But again, this whole Daniel Bryan thing, I'm starting to throw in the towel because obviously they're not going to listen to us.
Oh, absolutely, dude.
I commented on the thing. I said people are going to give up on it because they're just going to be tired of waiting for him to get the strap. Like, it's going to get over redundant. People are going to be everybody, like the show ended, you saw all the people, what their responses were, their facial expressions. They're just tired of waiting for it, and eventually people are just going to say fuck it, we're waiting, we don't really care anymore.
And that's how the WWE, you show how fucking sadistic they are. The fact that they even acknowledge the fans' reaction after the show shows you that they know we want Bryan as the champion, but it's just them saying, well, we're going to have to deal with it. Fuck all you guys. That answered a lot of questions to me where they individually shot every single one of everybody's reaction after the show. Like,
it's like Vince always said, he tells them what the people want. The people don't tell them what should be pushed. Vince tells the people what they need to see. I'll never not be that way.
Pat Patterson gives Vince McMahon what he wants.
I don't see how people still. I don't see how people still like this shit. I honestly don't. I
can't see how you like him, Mad Genius. I really can't.
Jay, you fucking Mark. You're a fucking buff. You're a fucking buff body mark, bro. Buff body mark.
I'm just making a point. I don't know how.
I'm
you
just
like
making
it. I
the
really
point
don't.
too. You like buff guys.
Bruce, did Mad Genius put over John Cena last week or not? Bruce, did he put him over?
Wait a minute, Jay. No, fuck all that. I want to go back to what you said on Monday. Do you truly believe that if the person has the look, they deserve to be the top spot?
No, I said they have to have. I said they have to be able to go in the ring and have a good look and be able to talk on the mic. They can't just be a good worker in the ring. That's all they said.
Is that good look big jacked up dudes?
Did you not just hear what I said?
It is big jacked up dudes to Jay.
Mad Genius, I'm gonna. God.
A long list that
Jay's track record is showing it, man. I'm telling you.
CM Punk.
You said what?
CM Punk.
He's not your favorite though.
Buddy, I'm a huge fan of CM Punk.
He's not one of your favorites though.
Okay, I can't help that.
We went over your all-time favorite list on my channel before, bro.
Yeah. What about that pay-per-view? Hey, Bruce. Bruce. It's me, Bruce. It was me. It was me and the NWO.
When he did that, he would say, "Oh," he just burped really loud.
So Vince, what'd you think of the way your pay-per-view went tonight?
Well, Bruce, buddy, pal, let me tell you something, Bruce. Before I talk about the pay-per-view, I watch your show every week, Bruce. You know something, Bruce? I think we need to bring you on to creative. I really do, Bruce. Bruce, I like you. See, contrary to people, Bruce, see, people that oppose me, I admire you. I admire that, Bruce. And I know you have a background in that disgusting wrestling. Ugh. But we can change that, Bruce. We can change that. See, we can bring you into the new era of sports entertainment. Yeah, Bruce, how would you like that? We'd give you lots of money, and you can help us with our jokes. You know, the flying goat jokes, the blue dot over the face. How do you like that one, right? And the C Nation. You gotta love that. I mean, the C Nation. Isn't that brilliant? Isn't that brilliant? But about this pay-per-view, Bruce, I didn't book this shit personally. So, but I know my son-in-law Paul. You may know him as the Golden Shovel Man. He didn't book this shit either. In fact, I don't even know who the fuck booked this shit. But because Paul's down there booking NXT, and that's why it has what that lyrical thread guy calls what is that, Mad G had hashtag continuity? Is that what it is? But anyway, Yeah, the ending I thought was brilliant. I thought it was brilliant because you get John Cena, and we got to take him out of the match, but we kept him strong. You gotta always keep Cena strong. That's what it's all about. So the rest of the show, I don't give a shit about. Cena was strong, and he doesn't have the belt, so we can always have him chasing it. We can give him infinite title shots, and that's what this company's all about. So maybe, possibly, if Cena blows his ACL, we got Roman Reigns on the back burner. And, I saw Roman working out earlier, and he had some oil on, and he was looking really, really good. Yeah, look at him. That's what I said while I was working out. Thankfully, he didn't hear me and turn around and was like, what the hell's wrong with you, Vince? But, yeah, so that's my thoughts. Cena didn't get buried, and we kept him strong. So, all in all, that's what's best for business. So, tomorrow night, I'd like to plug, tomorrow night we've got the WWE Network. And I will be there. I will be there. You will hear my theme music. So, Jim Johnson will get some more royalties. And, I will show up, and we'll have the immortal Hulk Hogan. Yeah. And we may have Brock Lesnar show up. So, Jay, you should tune in. And what else we may have? We're going to have Batista. And Batista will probably be wearing some skinny jeans, or
he'll probably be wearing leggings tomorrow night.
Whatever Lil Wayne wears, he'll probably be getting something from the Lil Wayne closet. And we tried to get The Rock. We tried to get Steve Austin. But for whatever reason, I have no clue why. They don't want anything to do with our product. Even though we just picked off Steve to put over John on his podcast. But I'm not supposed to talk about that. So anyway, that's pretty much where I'm at. So what did you think, Bruce? What'd you think, pal?
Hey, what's up, Vince? Hey, it's me, Shawn Michaels. Man, it's so good to hear your voice, man. Hey, remember all those nights backstage, man, when that mouth dudo for you to give me that.
That mouth dudo.
I'm so looking forward to the WWE Network tomorrow, man, so I can look back at my prime and see, so me and you can watch my gyrate all over that ring. Remember those days, Vince?
Sean? Listen, Sean. Now we talked about this over the phone, Sean. We don't put that angle over, Sean. We keep that in the back, Sean.
Oh, you know by the back, all right.
Now I don't know if you bumped your head on something while you're out there doing your little hunting thing that you do on the Travel Channel or whatever the hell second-rate cheap network that is. But yeah, Sean, you need to keep it in your pants, and you need to shut your mouth, Sean. Okay? Because I'm Vince McMahon. Damn it. Okay.
But Vince, we cannot keep it inside any longer. We have to let the people know about our relationship.
Whoa, wait. It's not inside still? I thought it was last like 15 years.
Now look, Sean, if you have any problems with our arrangement, then you need to go and talk to Cena, and you work some things out with him, because right now I've got this network launch. I don't have time to deal with this shit, pal. Okay?
Hey, Vince, what do you think about Daniel Bryan? What's your thing with Daniel Bryan, Vince?
Who?
Daniel Bryan.
The goat dude. The goat dude.
Who's that? Wait a minute. Let me go to WWE.com and check the roster. Hold on.
But Vince, you don't like the internet.
Listen, pal. I've got the WWE Network launching. I don't need any of this shit, okay? Just watch the network. Just buy it and be a sheep, okay? Like the rest of these sports entertainment fans. My wonderful WWE universe, okay? Now, oh, Bruce, you're speaking of this beard man, right?
The guy with the beard, yeah.
Yes, Bruce, I don't have any opinion of him, but his beard is very, very marketable.
His beard is marketable?
Yes, the beard is marketable. We've put it on hats, we've put it on t-shirts, we put it on mugs. Maybe we should just give people a beard they can actually wear. I don't know, maybe we could make some beard sunglasses. Beard shoes.
Put it on some leggings for Batista to wear tomorrow night.
Perhaps at the arenas we can sell a beard burger.
Vince McMahon, tell me what you think about Triple H.
Who?
Triple H.
Who?
My best friend.
You have to pardon me. I'm not that familiar with the roster. I've been in meetings all day with the investors.
Your son-in-law, damn it.
Paul. You're talking about Paul. Yeah.
Yeah, Paul.
Well, I tried to tell Paul that he needed to shine his golden shovel a little bit more. Because it's just, it's getting kind of cloudy now. It didn't shine like it
What
was.
are your thoughts on his relationship with your daughter?
And this is where I step in and go, the out of bounds line.
What are your thoughts? What are your thoughts on your relationship with Triple H?
Oh, Paul. Me and Paul are good. I mean, Paul has a wonderful physique.
All right, speaking of physiques, Vince, what entails? Because we're going to get going after this question. What entails when you see a guy walk through the door?
Yeah, a guy walk through the door. Yeah. Keep going, Bruce.
Vince, I was not done with my question.
Keep going, Mr. Blitz. I like this. I like where this is going.
When a guy walks through the door for a tryout.
Okay.
He's
trying out.
He's
Now, Bruce, when he comes in the door, now, do we close the door behind him?
No.
We don't close the door. Okay, this is a different kind of tryout than I'm used to then, Bruce.
Okay. Wow. No.
Well, let's just say.
Hold on, Vince. Let me get the question. No, time out.
Let's close the door when he comes in.
All right. Door's open. Door's closed. There's no door on the frame. Whatever. All right. The question I have for you is, when you're scouting talent for your company, what are the two or three main things that you're looking for?
Oh God.
Okay. You said the two main things I'm looking for. 2, 3.
Two or three. Where's the reverb coming?
I'm getting kind of old here, Bruce.
It's James. Yeah, 2 or 3.
Okay, let's see. First is pecs. Second is lats, and third is biceps.
Wow.
Wait, I have an important question.
In no particular order, Mr. Blitz.
Wow. I have an important question now. Is Jay your illegitimate son? Because he looks for the same exact things.
No, but Paul is. So, yeah, my son-in-law.
And that, folks, we ended
Before we go, Vince, what are your thoughts on John Cena fans like Mad Genius?
Never going to end.
Well, they buy me new private planes, so I've got nothing bad to say about them.
They're sheep, though, right?
They're the WWE Universe. We are going to take this network into the future.
And by the way,
We're going to
folks,
take it into the future, Jay.
by the way, folks, I'll tell you right now, anyone that's seen the podcast, just to throw this out there, it will never, ever happen. But just to throw this out there, I have interviewed boxers and a former WWE creative team member and big-time basketball players from the NBA and stuff. If I really interviewed Vince, it would be 100% respectful. So we're joking around here at the end and stuff like that.
That's bullshit.
It would be.
Mr. Blitz, so far you've been very respectful, and
yeah.
I appreciate your professionalism.
No, I have not shown any professionalism in this.
You're better than that douchebag asshole John Costas, whatever his name is.
Bob Costas, yeah.
Bob Costas.
Pal, yeah. All right, so we're gonna go ahead and wrap it up. The guy who did the impression, you can find him on YouTube at the Lob Mob. Tell him how funny you thought it was. You can also follow him on Twitter at the Lob Mob. He's also got Threat Vision on YouTube and the Lyrical Threat.
You can find me at WWE.com.
Hey Vince, how do they download that WWE app thing?
Well, you go into your phone and then you ask Michael Cole. Yeah.
Yeah. Yes, Michael Cole. That's a good answer. The newer guys, we're going to start plugging your stuff as you come on more. Mad Genius is from Virtuoso Sports. Of course, you can subscribe to him on YouTube, follow him on Twitter. Jay, you can find him at JohnJ06 on Twitter.
Or at Buff Bagwell's bitch.
Buff Bagwell. All right, yeah. You can find Billy on YouTube. He does a cool podcast called Scatterjagged. That's he's pretty edgy. Billy will speak his mind, but him and his friends are real passionate about what they do. So you can find him at Scatterjagged.
What the fuck was funny about that, MG?
Jay dropped.
Oh, okay. I was like, what the fuck?
Yeah. And then you can find James Timms. That's THAMES on YouTube or Twitter. So with that being said, subscribe to the channel. Thank you if you already have. Please like the video below. Visit my channel for other videos on the NFL, NBA, MMA, boxing, and pro wrestling. We're going to head over to the website, blitzsportsnetwork.com, do a VIP video for everyone who's bought into the website. Basically just previewing Raw. It's not going to be a really long one, but tomorrow's such a big show. So I thought, yeah, I'm pretty sure the VIPers would probably enjoy being able to, if they're up late or early or maybe before Raw starts, hearing our thoughts and excitement going into the show. Because I think most of us are pretty excited about some of the stuff that's going to go down tomorrow. I'll speak for myself. I am. There's definitely going to be some moments that I'm really going to enjoy tomorrow.
Quit trying to fool all the fans, you fanboy.
The thing that I'm worried about with tomorrow, though, just to kind of preview the VIP video, is Hogan and Cena. That's all I'll say. All right, so we're going to get going. Thank you for watching. I hope you enjoyed the show. And, yeah, you're just as frustrated as us, and it sucks that they're not listening to their fans. Tupac, they don't give a fuck about us. I think pretty much sums it up. We're out.
Please get a fanboy of John
love our
Cena.
network.
Fuck the chamber match. Fuck the chamber.